In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Hello and welcome to A Show Called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything in between in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I'm Nick.
Achoo.
No, you see that.
Oh, I'm Chris.
Yeah. No, you see that hilarious callback.
Yeah.
It's not going to mean anything because your big moment.
You're not going to edit that
I've cut it.
It's already gone.
I've cut it.
No one. Edit that out.
I've cut it. No one's
I
going to.
think you're going to leave it.
I think
you're gonna leave the more you talk, the more stupid you sound.
No,
it was pretty good though.
I think you're going to leave it. I think for comedy purposes, you'll leave it.
If you really lean into this now, he can't edit it out.
No, not really.
Well, no, he can, and he will.
Otherwise, it's to the detriment of the whole episode.
He has absolute power.
I would say.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Nah, I think John cares about context, if anything.
Listener, before coming on air, seconds before coming on air,
No, you don't need to explain it because it's staying in. You don't need to explain it.
I'm explaining something
Stop
else.
explaining it. Stop explaining it because it's staying in.
Mummy and Daddy are fighting, and I don't like it.
Chris Ray dropped a bomb by suggesting that actually he'd had a couple of pints before coming along tonight. I know that may be impossible to believe.
Wildly.
And I can't imagine
I think you're putting words in my mouth.
I can't imagine.
A beer.
As opposed,
As opposed to a delicious beer.
Cheers, all the best.
Cheers, lovely.
It's great to have you back on the show.
Thanks so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is.
I didn't listen to the last episode.
Don't.
So I don't know what you talked about.
No, don't, because
You don't listen to episodes normally, as I
we
understand
rely
it.
heavily on the fact that you don't listen to the show that you're not in.
No, that's fine.
And as I assume when I'm not on the show, I assume the same thing. That
I don't
you
listen
guys.
to the shows I am in.
No, well, no, neither do I.
So-
But I don't listen to the shows I miss either on the basis that
People
I'm
are slagging
sure,
me off.
I'm sure you're saying shit, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay.
As long as I don't hear it,
I'm
I
alright with that.
don't mind.
You see, it's funny because I recently finished watching a movie called The French Dispatch by Wes Anderson, which harkens to a simpler, more poetic period in history, a kind of love letter to journalism and French culture. And I in the mid 20th century, and I found myself thinking,
Sounds fucking lame, doesn't it?
this conversation went very differently in my head.
Sounds crap, doesn't it, that one? Oh, I'll watch a Marvel film, I think. More
Yeah.
interesting than that.
Weren't you out the county mercifully for a few days?
Out the country.
Well, the country as well. Oh, you have a lot to report. Don't
I have a
you?
lot to
It's
talk
been a
about
while,
on this
yeah.
episode.
Is that
I mean, I got back from said holiday over 2 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
When you were recording last, I was at the races.
Yeah.
Cheltenham races
You had been back on land,
on land.
but we just didn't want you there.
No.
Yeah,
really.
well-
I was at the race course and quite drunk.
Well, indeed. Now, Nick, let's not get defensive because we're hurt. But we believed he was safely in international waters where he couldn't hurt anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
No,
why
I
we
was-
said
I
the
was-
things
yeah.
we said.
I was back.
And then
Shit.
we were like, oh, are you back from your voyage? And you were like, yes, and I'm already at the races.
Yeah. It was a
and-
pretty busy 2 weeks, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like that kind of knife edge uncertainty with which you
Yeah, we
you
sort
keep
of
us
we never know
hostage.
where you are,
Yeah, I think it's important to
and
stay
you
off the
cultivate
grid, yeah.
you cultivate that. It's kind of like
Yeah.
Batman. He might be hiding in the
I'm
shadows.
a lot like Batman.
A lot like Batman. Yeah, yeah.
I would say so.
I never imagined you'd be this kind of active and because you've just come from a wedding, literally.
Literally just, yeah.
Really. That's
been-
why you're wearing that three-piece suit. I realise
Yeah.
now.
Well, I was wearing a collared jumper when I came in, and John said, "Oh, you look smart." I was still wearing jeans, but I think that's the smartest you must have seen me in a while.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, having known you such a long time.
We didn't
yeah,
see you at the
it's-
races. I'm sure you were smart
Yeah.
for that.
thank you.
Were you
yes.
wearing tweed?
No, I didn't actually.
Oh,
So you would have
Yeah.
stood out.
What did I wear? What did I wear?
I hope you wore something.
Yeah, no, I wore certainly something.
Your
Yeah.
Honour.
I wore a navy suit. Oh no, I wore a navy suit on day 2. I wore like a light grey
It's
suit
best
on day
to
1.
rehearse it now before the inevitable court appearance.
Yes,
Get
I
your
would say
story
so.
straight is what I'm saying.
No, I was very well behaved this year.
Did you go on the day that it absolutely pissed it down?
Yes,
Yes, indeed.
I certainly did.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was.
We managed to avoid it, thankfully, because there's obviously indoor areas and what have yous.
Indeed.
But it was a shame because the Western week was lovely.
Did you win big on
No,
horses?
I won. I think I was £8 in profit by the end of the week.
Oh, yes, you won
Wow,
small.
that's maybe a pint, maybe half
Maybe-
a pint.
maybe less.
It's just over a pint at the racecourse.
Jesus.
£7 a pint.
Fist.
Yeah,
Crikey.
fist is
Yeah.
the right word, probably.
Wilson Fist.
Wilson Fist.
According to
He'll be back.
there's a local
He's not dead, is
Spoilers.
he? He's not dead.
there's a local website that I'm kind of partially addicted to.
Oh, yeah.
Which just lists court appearances in
Oh,
our
yes.
local area.
I feel like we've spoken about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of them,
Previously.
weirdly.
And there was something about a lady may have like broken her foot, and there was some kind of altercation, like leaving
All right.
the race course.
Oh,
Was that you?
there's dozens of them. Now, I was very well behaved this year.
You
I
didn't
wasn't-
kick any old lady's feet.
I'll be honest with you. I was so tired following my voyage
Indeed.
that I was fairly tame at the races
Yeah.
by previous year's standards.
Mm-hmm.
So you know,
Did there were, I think by midday on the Wednesday, there were already news reports about public urination. I mean, that's standard,
Yeah.
but they'd really upped it this year. Apparently,
Yeah.
public,
urination.
Public
no,
plopsies.
the
Big number two.
number two.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the big number two.
Public squats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what you want.
Public coiling.
I'll be honest, I didn't see any of that, but I don't doubt that it happened.
I remember the only time I ever went walking back from that.
What a mess.
It's a scene. It's a
Yeah.
whole scene, and I remember you getting very, very, very angry
Yeah.
when you saw men urinating on trees because you said, "This is my hometown.
It is my town.
That's where I walk. That's where I walk my dog."
Yeah.
And you were quite vocal about
Well,
it.
people are awful.
Did you shout at them?
Probably.
No, I mean he muttered it under
Yeah.
his breath.
Right,
yeah,
right, yeah.
Oh, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. That way you can't get any trouble for
They'll
it.
punch you in the face otherwise.
Oh
That's
yeah,
true.
you can't go confronting people.
No.
No,
No,
that'd be
that
terrible.
that
Don't
would,
do that.
That's a stupid thing.
It is
to do.
bad though.
Yeah.
The behaviour's become increasingly awful at that event year on year, I would say.
Oh, cool.
That's good. Yeah. How is there a direct parallel with the existence of Peaky Blinders?
Yeah. There
Yeah,
is.
mm,
There's
yeah.
a lot more flat caps
Really?
than there used to be, for sure.
I wonder if any of them
But you
have...
wore a flat cap when you came, but that was not Peaky Blinders related, really.
That was a cry for help because at the time it was
Well,
the
that
only
was
hat that fit me.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were wearing it everywhere.
And it was a bit tight. I've got a better one now.
Have you?
Yeah.
You know
We've talked about that on the
Yeah.
podcast. haven't
Came
we?
from
Yeah.
Germany. Came from a special
Special
manufacturer.
head tailor.
Yeah.
I had to explain to my hairdresser that I'd had to import.
Has your
a hat.
hairdresser ever commented on the size of your head?
No, he was quite surprised.
Was he?
I think it's because proportionately,
It's fine for him because he's in orbit at that point. So, like,
everything looks small from up there.
The problem is if the hairdresser lets the scissors slip out of his hand, they just start circling
yeah,
John's head.
but he
He's
just
got his
catches
own
it.
orbit.
It goes
Yeah.
around. He just catches it.
He's just
carries
got
on.
it, yeah.
He's just used to it.
Got
now.
it,
Yeah.
That's how it works.
And also, like, I'm technically
That's a joke about your head being the size of a planet.
Yeah, it's I've missed this. Yeah,
Yeah.
But
It's
no,
good, isn't it?
but what I was going to say is technically I'm paying him, so like he has to say nice things.
Well, not
That's
technically.
true.
Not
Yeah.
technically, you are paying.
Yeah.
There's no technically about it.
I feel that was my failing with you.
quite early on. I'm not getting paid. No, I can just do what I want. Yeah.
Or rather Lucy and I, because technically we're on holiday this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Although
Congratulations.
I've actually been doing a fair amount of work. We went for like a massive walk.
Did you?
Massive walk around our hometown,
Where'd you
beautiful
go?
Cheltenham. We went into the illustrious, very high-end area known only as
Ooh.
Battledown.
Did you?
Yeah.
It's
Very
called
good.
Battledown.
Battledown.
That sounds like a competitive card game.
Exactly. Yeah, we should.
No. No. Battle down.
Battle up.
Oh, there's a brewery there.
Well, I didn't see the brewery.
Oh.
I did, however, see the many mansions
Yeah.
that kind of ring this
Well, I believe
gated
the
community.
label on the beer bottle is a mansion.
Is it really?
I think so.
Yeah.
Wow. Really like showing their
Yeah.
That's
true
flexing.
colours.
Yeah,
That is
flexing.
that is showing off their wealth. Isn't
But it's weird. I saw like a whole region of my hometown that
Mm.
I've never ever
Because you're not rich enough.
because I'm really not rich enough. Yeah, and I actually couldn't get past the gates. That
Yeah,
kind of-
no, I don't blame them. Yeah.
No,
No, I wouldn't let you in.
it's a hell of a walk.
You got to prove your credit score before they let you in.
That's well good, yeah. But yeah, and that was yesterday when it was cloudy, and today it has snowed.
I mean, the weather is all over the place.
Mm.
You thought we get to weather at this point.
Oh well, we're middle-aged men, I suppose.
I feel we're still kind of I feel there's like a degree of tension since he returned. I think we're still just trying to like break the ice and ease back into.
Well, I'll get into the cruise obviously because most of my loves and hates for the forthcoming weeks are going to be cruise related.
Oh, for the forthcoming weeks?
No,
okay.
Just this week.
Yeah, there's really not that much content.
Someone mentioned it on the Facebook group that it'd probably be cruise related this week, and I can confirm it will be.
Awesome. I'm glad. I'm very glad.
Well, do we just want to?
Do you want to dive in with the boat thing?
No, I suppose for a dive.
Oh,
like
I
that,
didn't
yeah.
even-
Oh, dive.
Yeah.
No,
Dive.
you can't joke about that kind of thing on the cruise because people will take that very seriously.
They'll throw
Man
you off.
overboard! They'll scream.
Lol.
But oh no, you mustn't joke about that.
No.
Did
You mustn't rock the boat.
Did you get
Absolutely not.
Did you get a briefing about the kind
Yeah,
of shit you should?
we got a safety briefing at day one. You had to go to a mandatory safety briefing in the theatre.
in the theatre?
In the theatre.
Did they?
And then they danced around. It was like, "Do not jump overboard."
Oh wow, sounds great.
No, they didn't do that.
That's a shame.
do they gather you all into like a big room? And
theatre,
then the captain comes out.
I won't have you besmirching the safety briefing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not a man of the sea, so I didn't know it was
Yeah.
technically called a theatre.
Don't mock the sea.
Okay. Well, it's not like
That's the first thing they
lesson
say.
one.
That's
yeah.
number
That's
one.
the
That's
first
lesson
job.
0.
I like to believe that they lead you into the theatre, and the captain goes, "No, I've never delivered this speech before. It's really sink or swim." And when you're the only person who laughs, I go, "And write your
It's
name
just
down."
a single like.
thing is, you know I would.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
you know I would be the guy laughing.
I really feel that's the first test where they single
Yeah.
out.
Ah.
Okay.
Oh, what?
Oh,
That's,
yeah.
That's, CF9.
Yeah.
Who's that? Christopher Ray, of course it is.
Yeah. Special training for that.
Man
one.
overboard. No, the captain only spoke once. We went to the theatre specifically to see the captain.
Oh, really?
Let's just talk about the cruise very briefly then, because this isn't going to be in my head.
Okay, yeah. Let's just yeah.
So we had many stops. We had 5 stops if you include the one we got on.
I do.
So I do, yeah, as well, yeah. Because otherwise it's a stop, isn't it?
Otherwise, it's
by
less
definition,
stops
it's a
then.
stop. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to get on there.
And then the number will be less impressive.
I don't want to get into.
Well, technically that's 6 because you got off there as well.
No. Yeah,
Stop there. So
Yeah.
6
I can't argue with that, can I?
No,
You
no,
can't.
no.
Not now.
I can't argue.
now.
Not being a nautical
5 locations.
nautical fellow. Yeah.
5 locations.
5 locations. Yeah.
Sure.
Southampton, where we got on.
What a great
Yeah,
place.
and
obviously.
off.
Yeah.
It's awful, Southampton. Don't drive around Southampton. It's a nightmare.
I have many times, but okay, yeah.
Oh, it's awful.
It's very near to where I used to live. So.
Oh, isn't it though?
But yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
Roads are awful. Anyway, we were on the sea. Southampton, Le Havre.
Le Havre.
Le Havre.
That's French for the Havre.
Yeah. Like a guy called Harvey.
The Havre.
The
The
Havre.
Havre.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like a guy called Harvey who's like really popular.
Yeah.
The
The French.
Havre.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Harvey.
Zeebrugge.
That's made up.
That's not
That's
a real
not made
place.
up.
No.
That is a real place. It's a port in Belgium.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Near
Zeebrugge.
Zeebrugge.
Doesn't he play
Zeebrugge.
midfield for Gillingham? Oh, it's a
Football joke.
football joke.
No, we couldn't afford him.
That made up guy.
IJmuiden.
Okay. Try
sounds
saying
German.
that twice as fast.
No,
Was in German?
you're getting the right sort of ballpark though.
If it's not German.
Not German.
Try again.
Hungary.
No, you
No.
know where I went.
Well, no, I can't. Well, clearly I don't anymore.
Which cities did I go to?
Berlin.
Bruges.
Bruges, which was Zeebrugge.
That's Zeebrugge.
I think
Yeah.
Berlin's landlocked, actually.
IJmuiden,
which is in.
which is in.
That's
Oh,
not
like
Germany.
Holland or
Very good.
some shit?
Oh,
well,
it's
you mustn't
Dutch.
call it Holland.
No, you said this.
It's Netherlands.
Why was that again?
Holland forms 2 regions of the Netherlands, and it's where most of the Dutch people live.
I see.
But it's only 2 regions of the Netherlands, the country itself. So you must never call it Holland.
So
But
the coun-
what if I wanted to refer to the regions? Can I call
Oh,
them?
you can do yes, absolutely.
Right,
yeah.
right, right.
That's,
But
no
the
problem. That's no problem at all.
but the country is the
Netherlands.
Netherlands.
Oh, you
yeah.
must call it the Netherlands.
Oh,
John.
you must.
Oh, you
Absolutely.
must. Yeah.
So
Faux pas
IJmuiden
otherwise.
IJmuiden was
No, he didn't stop
was
there.
the Netherlands, and then I wasn't listening to that because I was talking.
It's a good
well,
joke.
yeah, no.
Yeah, you missed out.
Mine is the only voice.
That's the,
I see.
That's the tagline of our podcast.
and then Hamburg.
In Germany.
That's in Germany.
Yes, in
Where
Germany. yeah.
the titular ham
Comes from.
Yeah, I wanted to have a burger in Hamburg.
Yeah,
but I didn't. Oh no, that's not true. I did on the boat,
that doesn't count.
That doesn't really
but
count.
I went for
no.
a currywurst in Hamburg itself.
A currywurst.
Currywurst.
Oh yeah, I've had one of them.
Lovely
That's
sausage.
a curry sausage.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Is
big
it a
time.
sausage covered in curry, or is it like
Yeah,
it's
absolutely,
In, it's
yeah.
in the.
Oh, is that?
It's a sausage covered in curry sauce and like a curry powder as well.
What were you thinking of?
So, like, we get the Christmas market sometimes, don't
Yeah.
we? And they have, like, the sausage.
Very similar, but
stand.
we were given a briefing because every day there was like a lecture on the place you were going the next day.
Oh,
which
yeah.
was fascinating, very interesting. Like we got a daily planner every day, and it was like these are the things you'll be doing during the day. These are the things on offer. And the first thing I saw in it was, a lecture on Bruges. That sounds terrific. Genuine, I'm not even joking. The genuine,
know,
I
I can
went,
tell.
a lecture. So we went to those every day,
highlight.
and that was fun.
Can you give me a fact about Bruges? What's good about Bruges?
Oh God.
Notable. Why should I go to Bruges?
Well, Bruges is lovely.
Okay.
Okay,
I wouldn't be able to.
That's a good fact. Yeah, no, number one.
I wouldn't be able to
Lovely.
give you a fact because I've forgotten what she said.
But you went there.
I went there.
You must have experienced something.
Oh, it used to be
Joy?
made of wood,
The whole of Bruges.
pretty much.
Oh, right.
According to my man Nathan,
Okay.
our tour guide.
I trust him.
I'm not sure
Did
that's his
it
name.
did it float away or
Nathan,
catch fire?
it caught fire. Yeah.
That's
Everything
classic.
caught fire.
everything
Yeah.
he said, he sort of said it was made of wood, and then he would go, but I'm sorry. He said, I'm sorry a lot.
Oh, okay.
Like as a sort of
So
an
he,
into a joke.
so
He's
he
like-
did it.
He'd go, I'm sorry. It caught on fire.
Right.
And it was like,
Oh,
thanks, Nathan.
right.
Thanks
So
so
it was
much
his
for
fault,
that.
I guess.
Yeah, maybe he did it,
Yeah.
for all I know. But Bruges, I would highly recommend if you're into sort of a nice chilled city, a nice brewery, that kind of thing. Lovely. What was my original point?
You were listing all the places you
Yeah.
went, I think.
Well, I did that,
Yeah.
so that
You
was
talked
fine.
about.
You were I feel you were building to something and now
Yeah.
I talked about 5 stops, and I've
We've
lost my
derailed
train of thought.
Yeah.
you.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Was it even an option to have a hamburger in Hamburg or are the
I'm sure
locals
if
just...
I'd looked hard enough, I could have found it. Trouble is, we went to Hamburg on a Sunday, and apparently Germany just shuts on a Sunday.
Oh, okay.
So that was very poor planning from the cruise company, arguably.
Yes.
Um,
They really fucked that up.
but we went to a nice museum which we wanted to go to before we even went on the cruise, called the Miniature Wonderland.
Miniature Wonderland.
What does that mean in English?
Oh, I
No
don't
way.
know. Nobody will ever know. Nobody will ever know.
No, it's
No.
impossible, yeah.
It's hard to
Some things
say.
can't be translated.
Yeah.
And it's basically like as the name
Just
suggests,
Miniature Wonderland.
a miniature
a
Wonderland.
miniature Wonderland. Yeah,
Like
certainly.
little models, just of all the major cities in the world and
Really?
airports. It's great. It's really impressive.
Did they have Southampton?
No.
That's weird.
I said major cities.
Sure. Okay.
So like Legoland, but like off-brand, like an off-brand Legoland
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like more impressive.
Do we have
I-
London then?
Yeah, I think
okay.
so. They had like Rio and Rome and those kinds of places.
Cool.
It was genuinely really good.
Oh,
Did
that
any
sounds
of
good.
your secondary school like German lessons come in handy or?
Well, here's the thing. I went to the cafe to order my currywurst.
Of course,
And I
yeah.
went, Sprechen Sie English?
Yeah.
Do you speak English?
Do you speak English?
And he looked at me, honestly, he looked at me like I'd gone in his house on Christmas Day and pissed on his kids. Genuinely. He didn't know what the hell I was saying. I was like, but that means that.
I learned that at school.
I didn't want to argue with him because he lives in Germany. But...
Yeah, he probably knows, but
Maybe.
And then I just went, do you speak English? He went, yeah. I was
yeah,
like,
mate,
all right.
yeah, I'm English.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
That's what that means, though.
I think so.
I thought that
Yeah.
was.
There was a man.
Well,
we were
unless
looking at
you
the
did-
airport scene in the Miniature Wonderland, and I laughed at something amusing at the minute because some little cute thing in the Miniature Wonderland, and the man next to me laughed with me and then started speaking to me in German.
Oh,
And I
no.
just went, yeah. And he to this day, he probably still thinks he was speaking to a German fella.
Oh no, he doesn't.
No, I just went, yeah.
What did he say?
I have no idea. It was like a really quite a long sentence, and I just went, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it could have been.
Still don't know what he said.
Could have been supremely racist.
Could
Yeah.
have been anything.
That you
Yeah.
agreed to there.
We'll never
Yeah.
know for sure.
Yeah.
Thinking back to
I really like all the little white people. Yeah.
Yeah, is that good?
thinking back to secondary school German
Sure.
lessons. Because your education was like mine.
Bad.
Well, yeah. But like we did 3 years of French and 2 years of German.
No, I didn't do much French at all.
How
I did
so?
mostly German.
How did
I thought
How
had
did you
to do-
wangle
I
that?
thought you had to do years 7 to 9. You had to
I
do
thought
French.
was a necessity.
Did you just not turn up
just
to
didn't
those
show,
lessons?
did you?
I feel like I did much more German than French at school.
Sure.
I might
Well,
be
maybe,
wrong. I
who's
don't
to
remember
say?
doing an awful lot of French, if I'm honest.
Isn't it funny though that if you grow up in the UK and you learn German at a secondary school, it's amazing how most of the words you learn are just different types of sausage. I feel I don't want to denigrate the German culture to say that all you need to know is all the many types
Yeah.
of Wurst.
The thing is, and it speaks to my sort of Britishness, that the only 3 phrases in German I know are I don't know, I don't understand, and do you speak English?
Yes.
It's very British, isn't it?
Yes.
Well, also,
it
like
is.
the German like grammatical structure is very much like English. Like
Yeah.
you say, speak the English. You go sprechen Sie
So you
English.
speak the English, yeah.
So what was the I don't? How would you say
Ich
I?
weiß es nicht.
Ah.
That's I don't know anything.
That's I don't know. Yeah. How dare you?
Hello, I don't know anything.
You just say that and sit down and start crying, and everyone go, "Oh, you poor man."
We'll bring you things.
Yeah.
Have a verse.
Oh, I'd love that.
He just reaches into his inside pocket of his jacket and he's got a verse. He just hands that over. Just an emergency verse.
Emergency
just in case.
verse for just such a situation.
Yeah.
Well-
and then Ich habe nicht verstanden is I don't understand.
Sounds very impressive.
Your pronunciation.
Yours is
sounds
shit,
good.
John.
Yeah.
Better than yours.
When Lucy and I went to Denmark on a holiday, which was very nice,
yeah.
I realised on the flight over that I couldn't speak any Danish at all, and I was suddenly terrified.
That's quite late to realise, arguably.
Yeah, and
That's
the
very
only,
British of you.
and the only thing I learned was Java Gurnaha, which I think was like
Thank you very much.
I would like.
Oh, okay.
So you could just say
Lego.
yeah.
Yeah. I remember I
I would like Lego.
I would like Lego, yeah. Went to Naples with a family.
Italy.
Once, that's
It-
correct. Yeah,
Italy.
well done.
Yes, why not? Yeah.
Napoli.
And I went for a little walk because
That's
we
not
had
what he
this.
said.
Napoli is
said
the Italian
Naples.
for Naples.
That is true.
Oh, why
But
do we?
it-
Why do,
Yeah!
why do we call it Naples then?
Because we're idiots.
Why do... Here we go.
English rename everything.
I'm just going to make a larger point before we get into the Naples story.
Sure, fine. It's not
Why
much of a story.
is it that we call countries by our sort of...
I don't know. It's
Language?
weird,
Like,
isn't
why do we call it Germany when they call it Deutschland?
I think it speaks massively of British arrogance, if I'm honest.
But that's true of lots of like in French, it's Angleterre.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is
Why
true,
don't
to be
they
fair.
say England? I've always found that really weird.
And also,
That
like,
you wouldn't pronounce a country's name in the way that the people who live there pronounce it.
Yeah.
I don't know why that
well,
is.
it's like Japan. They don't call it Japan.
No?
What do they call it?
Nippon.
Nippon.
See, there you go.
Yeah,
That's
that's
another
weird.
one.
That's weird, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand why that is. Answers on a postcard.
I can understand that you may have had like, if like say it's the 18th century. I can understand that people just wouldn't know any better. They go like, oh yes, we call it Japan, you know. But literally, it's modern day, and
I guess, yeah, if you made your own map,
yeah.
you know, and you'd never been to that island off the coast full
Yeah.
of those weirdos, you might just be
Sure.
like, oh, we'll just call it like Batshit Island. Or
Batshit,
yeah.
yeah.
I prefer that actually.
And then later on they come over, it's like, we're from England. You're like, from Batshit Island.
I,
Yeah,
ca-
mate.
I kind
No,
of
you're not.
I kind of feel like around 1982, someone should have just said, actually, we're called Nippon.
Yeah.
Could you not, please?
It's really weird.
I would prefer to call countries by what they're actually called in their own
Yeah.
country. I would
But where
prefer
did the
that.
word Japan come from then?
For Portuguese, apparently.
Really?
That's
Yes.
interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It means like golden land or something like that.
Right. In Portuguese.
Apparently, yeah. Apparently.
That's weird.
I feel we're accidentally coming off as intelligent at the moment. Like we've
It's-
spoken foreign languages.
Yeah.
We're now talking about
Well,
like
what you have.
well,
Yeah, to
we
be
all
fair,
we
you-
all have a little.
Yeah.
John failed to say an English word, to be honest.
Yeah, John, I said something in German and then John slurred a bit.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to hear his Naples.
Yeah, I do.
story.
Yeah, I
There's
do.
not much to it other than basically I decided one evening to go for a walk on my own
Oh,
around just around
Don't
the
do
local
that.
area. It was fine.
Oh, okay.
Although I did find out later on that actually Naples is full of the mob.
Naples is quite dangerous.
Yeah.
city, yeah.
Realised later anyway.
Oh, sure.
But
yeah,
I was wandering the streets early evening on my own, just taking in the sights, and a family of tourists, English tourists,
Oh, yeah.
came up to me and very slowly and carefully, but in English, said, "Could you give us directions to?" So they mistook me as a Napoli, native,
Yeah.
and I was like, "No,
I mean, the way you're looking right now, I can't blame them.
Two of those.
Yeah, we had that a
I
few
didn't look
times.
this good then. I'll tell you that.
Sure.
Yeah.
We had that in Germany. Someone came up to us and goes, "Do you know where the bus stop is?" I went, "I fucking don't know."
Fucking no, you
I'm
dickhead.
I'm from England now. Get out of my fucking face.
Tell me where the Currywurst
I did it
are.
as well. I forgot what country I was in. When I was in Holland.
Well, you've
Netherlands,
been
not Holland.
Shit, you fucked up.
This
is your rules.
I walked past someone because I went for a walk on the beach at IJmuiden,
Gotta watch
which
out for the
was
mob there
the
as well.
port. Yeah, Liz went back on the boat, and I thought I'm going to go for a walk on the beach.
Nice.
because why not?
Yeah.
And I walked past these geezers,
Oh, nice.
and I thought they worked at the port, and I went,
fucking lads.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I went bonjour, and I was in Holland, Netherlands, and I was like, that's not what the word in this country. It's
wrong
it's
language.
hallo.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello.
Hello.
And then the guy responded, "All right, mate." And it was some guy from the boat. It was like, why did I even do that?
And you should have known that.
It's the only time I did it. I thought I'll speak in the mother tongue,
and it was the wrong mother tongue.
and it was the wrong country, and the guy was from Birmingham or something.
Yeah, you really fucked that.
Do you think? Because I'm no expert, but I thought your German pronunciation sounded really good.
Thank you.
I mean, I don't know nothing.
But do you
I
think?
agree.
Do you think if a German person heard you speaking German, they'd go, "Oh, he sounds like a West Country."
Yeah,
you
this
know
is what I wonder.
Yeah.
What's the German
But then-
equivalent? Yeah.
Well, but that's the thing. I wonder if there must be accents in Germany where
But this is like-
if someone's from Munich or Berlin or whatever.
But we say that there's a French accent, right? But probably there's loads of accents.
Yeah,
within
for
France,
sure,
just like
there
there's
must
loads
be.
of accents within the UK.
'Cause apparently-
But what does the English accent sound like
when you're speaking,
to another country?
Yeah.
Like, because I bet they can do an impersonation.
But there must
of
be.
the
Yeah, we
English.
must get the wrong inflection.
And I bet it's
a
like.
lot.
because apparently,
That's how you take the piss out of
Arnold
English.
Schwarzenegger, being Austrian,
Yeah.
apparently the region he's from the Black Forest,
Right.
and apparently his accent, if you were Austrian, sounds like the Wurzels. So to an Austrian, he sounds like
Well, he's like a country boy.
he sounds like a
Ooh,
country
I'm Arnold
bumpkin, basically.
Schwarzenegger.
And we, as a as an English speaking audience, go like, oh, he's so
Yeah.
so exotic,
Yeah,
So,
rich and
yeah.
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 It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all about context, I guess.
Context, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to, who's got? We need to do like a hate.
Do you want to lead into a boat
I can.
hate?
I feel like I've spoken a lot. But
I don't care.
That's fine. Yes, I have a hate.
It's less work for us. Really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just take the piss.
My hate is upselling. It's the one thing that on the cruise annoyed the hell out of me.
Interesting.
This is all going to be cruise related.
Could you define it for
Yeah, so I've
me?
paid for something. Already.
sure,
I've
yeah.
already paid for something. I'm enjoying that thing I paid for, and then someone tries to sell me something else that's associated with the thing I've already paid for.
Essentially on top of an additional two.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I see.
So when we got on the boat, I'm talking immediately, we got on the boat. Within a second, 2 seconds, someone tried to sell us a Wi-Fi package. Like, it
So
means
a boat guy. A boat person.
a boat guy.
A boatman.
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
sure,
water
boatman.
boat man.
A water boatman.
That's what we'll call them from now
Yeah,
on.
we call him a water boatman. That's funny. Because it's about an insect.
It's pretty good. Yeah.
That's why that's funny.
That's a good joke.
That's a great
Write
joke.
that one down.
Put water
in our
boatman
joke
down.
archive.
I'll
water
I'll
boatman
write
down.
down.
Water boatman down on
So
a piece of paper.
Just write it. Just write it.
I
down.
could write the words water boat.
Put
boatman.
We'll remember.
Write water boatman.
But
We'll
where's the
remember.
joke?
That's,
No,
that
no,
is-
don't
that-
worry,
that
we'll
is
remember
it.
the
Just
joke.
Okay,
remember,
I'm writing it
just
down
Write
now.
that down
Yeah.
now.
I'm writing it down now.
So within seconds, he's written. What's he writing? Within seconds.
Just says water fuck you. So I don't think he really took us that seriously.
No, please continue.
They just went, hello, welcome on board. Would you like to buy one of our Wi-Fi packages? No, I wouldn't.
No,
'Cause
I'm
I've just
good.
got on the boat.
Yeah,
I've just arrived on my holiday.
This is
Yeah.
all very new to me right now.
You've had no
I
time.
mean, the first 20 minutes on that boat, I was lost.
Right,
Yeah.
I was
instantly.
completely lost. I didn't know what was going on, where to sit, what to do,
a
how to
floating
order
city.
a beer.
Yeah, and also in that first 20 minutes, you're mostly just screaming because you've severed your connection to the motherland.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, like you
I
really.
think most people were screaming.
The energy, the earth energy that normally travels
Yeah.
upward through our souls,
yeah,
Yeah.
you're in.
was no longer reaching.
I was no longer rooted.
You're in-
Poseidon was now inside.
Yeah,
you.
you're in Poseidon's hateful realm at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, that was the name of the ship actually. Yeah.
the USS Poseidon's
Yeah.
hateful realm.
And then from there, we carried on walking around. Like they put you through a little gangway almost, where it's like the upsellers gangway.
Oh
Pretty
god!
much.
And you have to like.
And they're like,
run the
let's take a photo of you in front of this green screen or whatever it was, and then it was just like, okay, take a photo or whatever, and it's like, oh, that'll be £40 if you want a copy of that.
Why
Like,
would you want a copy
I'm like,
of that?
well, I don't want a copy of that because I got a phone and I can take.
Yeah, I can
photos
take
on.
pictures of-
The phone has been the death of that market.
Wait, but if
Yeah.
it's a green screen, what are they just
It
putting
might,
like,
it,
the
might
ocean?
have, it might have been
Just
a
put
canvas
Hogwarts
with a boat
behind
on
you.
it or something.
Yeah, but they just put the ocean in or something like that.
Something
yeah,
like
just
that.
comp it in.
And we were like, oh,
That's cool,
no,
right?
no, thank you, that's fine. And then we walked around again and we bought a drinks package in advance, so we knew roughly what we were getting within that drinks package and the permutations around that. And someone went, oh, would you like to upgrade your drinks package? No, I wouldn't.
I
'cause
haven't
I've just,
even had a drink.
I haven't had
yet.
a drink. I've just got on the boat.
Yes.
I don't want to buy another drinks
I
package.
can't purchase Wi-Fi because I don't know what your Wi-Fi is like
Yeah.
already.
But also, like, just imagine someone, right, they've got on the boat, they've been on the boat for 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
They haven't had a drink yet. They want a drink, but they haven't had
Yeah.
a drink yet. And then someone comes in and goes, would you like to upgrade your existing drinks package that as of yet you haven't even
Yeah.
sampled or aware of the limitations of? And you just
Absolutely.
go, yeah, you know what? Yeah. All right.
why not?
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
it. Yeah, let's do it.
I'd be like, they could obviously tell we'd never been on a boat before because me and Liz looked lost.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
felt lost. For 20 minutes, I was like, I don't know what is going on.
You don't
here.
know your poop deck from your
Yeah.
keel hole.
Yeah.
Keel hole.
Even now, I don't know.
I don't
think I've ever.
I think
known
I've got a keel hole.
it. Yeah, I wouldn't like to talk about it. I just
No.
didn't, you know.
You see, if I worked on my boat, I'd be like, "Hello, sir. I see you have the," and I'll just look at a blank piece of paper and go, like, "I see you have the standard life jacket. Would you care to?
Yes, this is the sale.
Would you care to upgrade it? Oh no, so it's your choice. It's your choice.
Yeah.
No,
But there's additional protection for your right side.
Yeah, the survival
Rather
rate's
just
pretty
your
good.
left.
Yeah.
Let me just check your current safety package. Tap,
Yeah.
tap, tap on a blank piece of paper.
Yeah.
It's not even an iPad. I'm just hitting a bit of paper.
It's like that when it was on the news, it was just a pad of like an A4 like pad of paper.
Oh, it turns out you have the 0 rated safety
Yeah.
package. Would you like to upgrade?
It
sir?
turns out, sir, you have a flannel.
Yeah, one of those flannels that expands in water to be like SpongeBob's
one of those.
face.
Yeah, that's your whole safety.
That's your
package.
safety, and it's one between the two of you. Would you like to upgrade this?
Yeah.
Sir?
But like eventually we sat down and I got a beer, mercifully. But I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know what the fuck I'm being charged for now. I sat down. It really unsettled me when I got on the boat. I was like, I don't know if I've been charged for this. I don't know if you've been charged for that. I don't know what is happening here.
Yeah, because my first thought would be, oh, what if my current drinks package isn't enough for me to get a drink?
Exactly. It
know?
was so off-putting that I was just like, I feel more tense than when I got on the boat.
And just going back to the blind screaming terror angle, which I think I would like to bring to the party.
Yes, as you always want to.
I can't help but feel that it is the staff's agenda to
Yeah.
get you as drunk as possible, as quickly as possible.
Well,
because
the,
only
the
then,
whole week spoke to that.
only
Yeah,
then
yeah,
will
yeah.
the terror subside, is what I'm saying. Yeah.
That's
Well,
how
I
they
would,
silence it.
I would have a third of my beer left, and throughout the week it would be another beer, sir. Well, I never said no.
I mean,
Yeah.
it'd be rude.
I never said, you know what? I'll leave it. Never said that.
Never said
If
that.
anything, I upgraded to like a Moscow Mule. I was like, I'll have a Moscow Mule, actually. Thank you so much.
What's that?
That is vodka, lemonade, and lime.
Okay.
I think it was very nice. Yeah, I enjoyed it very
Oh,
much.
doesn't
But
it
that was included in our drinks package as well. Our drinks package was more than comprehensive.
Yeah, it sounds
They
like
were
it.
still trying to upsell us.
Isn't a Moscow Mule meant to be served in like a copper?
It wasn't. Yeah. On the boat, it wasn't.
A copper
But generally, it's served
a
in
goblet.
in a copper,
goblet,
copper
yeah.
cup. Yeah. But
Why
there
is
was
that?
There was mojitos. There was strawberry daiquiris in
That's
our drinks
amazing.
package. It was wonderful.
That's such wonders.
But that initial little getting on the boat and not knowing what was going on, people trying to upsell us, really was just like, oh my god.
A strawberry daiquiri, hand poured from the premix. That's
Yeah.
incredible.
From a frozen pouch.
I mean, it was like it was an alcoholic slushy basically.
Right.
But it was wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did they have like? I'm kind of picturing every member of the waiting staff having like just tanks on their back, kind of like Ghostbusters style,
Yeah, and they got like a gun. and
the
they just
upsell-
point
the
it into your
upselling.
glass.
Yeah.
And squirts everywhere.
and a good portion of that liquid does end
Sure.
up in the cup. As
Yes.
well.
Oh yeah.
I'd say 22%.
Only half of it ends up on your foot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Most of it goes back onto the server themselves, and they are drenched.
The only other thing that was wrong, that was sort of the worst of it in terms
Yeah.
of the cruise.
Versed.
The curry verst of it.
Yeah.
Look, write that down.
Yeah, right, verse.
Curry verst.
Curry
of it.
versed of it.
Curry verst of it.
Curry.
Verse. We need an umlaut, won't we?
Sure, probably.
Of
it.
it.
Curry verse.
That's actually quite funny. That's a joke.
That's a joke.
That's a joke.
Yeah, okay.
Water boatman.
Water
is not-
boatman's an insect. I'm not talking about it.
Yeah,
Water boatman's an
John
insect.
just doesn't get it. It's fine. It's fine.
Don't-
John doesn't do science,
Hey.
does he?
Don't you come into my house. It's got talking about insects.
yeah. This guy. The only other thing that was wrong with it.
Tell us more about your privileged life. Go
Yeah,
on.
I will. The only other thing wrong with my incredibly expensive cruise that was basically people waiting on me for a week. Was everywhere you went, every time you walked out of a bar into another bar, because they were all next door to each other.
I bet that was quite common. Yeah.
That was awful. Yeah. Was people trying to take your photograph? Like they were all set up.
Who?
Like officials from the boat,
Why?
because they could sell them to you.
When?
Yeah, at the end of the cruise.
Right, so...
I sound like the upseller now.
I can't believe my question. Who? Why?
Yeah.
When?
So official water boatmen.
Water boatman. the
Official water boatmen
Insects
were
Anonymous.
trying to sell us photos, and try, come and get your photo taken. We're like, we had to say, oh no, thank you. Like we never had another official photo taken on the whole cruise because fuck, who would?
Did you have
Yeah.
any at all? Did you have one? Yeah.
No, we had that one at the start.
Right,
and
but
then
you never
beyond that,
bought
we
that.
were just. Eventually, they stopped asking because they were like, these two don't want a photo. They got it in the end.
Fuck.
But that was the only other upselling bit, and I was just like, it's so fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I just want to walk around the boat without being asked if I want my photo taken.
I guess the way they say it is they've got like the most captive audience you can ever
Oh,
imagine.
we are literally captives. Yeah.
The thing,
You're
the thing is-
hostages at
yeah.
sea.
thing
There,
is-
I mean, there were some people who because they had a gallery and they printed them all, and you could go and see the gallery.
Oh no!
And then you could buy the photo if you wanted.
Could you buy other people's photos?
I guess in theory you probably could. Yeah.
Hey, that couple in room 48. Oh,
Yeah.
God, they're hot.
real lookers.
Yeah.
But there was one guy. I mean, God love him. He was like a character on the boat. You call him a character, and you look in the gallery. He's in every.
Of course he
he's
is.
in every
He's
single
bombing every
one.
Was he picturing a single old man? So he's like an old dude, but he's on his own.
He was probably 40s, I would say.
And
He
for
was on his
some
own.
reason, I'm picturing him in an old-timey naval uniform.
Okay.
So he's got like that sort of neckerchief and a white shirt
Yeah.
and like bell-bottom.
Oh, he's got a
trousers.
cravat.
Yeah, he's got a cravat.
Yeah. But he was.
Oi!
There were some people who were just like took it proper seriously, and they were like glamour shots at sea. They called
What, the pictures?
All the galleries had like a title, like
Really?
pick up at like Hamburg glamour and this kind of thing. And some people were in just every gallery.
See, there's two ways to go on this. There's your way, which is fuck off.
Yeah.
Right? The other way is get in as many as you can. Right? And
Yeah.
leave your mark all over that shit. Because this old dude did that. Right? What is 40-year-old?
Yeah.
Whatever. He's old
Yeah.
enough. And he's in all the pictures.
Yeah.
He has left his mark on that shit.
Now you've said
Yeah.
it though, the power play of turning up on a week-long cruise dressed as a captain and only wearing that the entire.
Yes, that, and then and then taking every picture and buying every picture and ensuring the legacy is left
I mean,
behind.
you'd be out of a home if you bought every picture. They were
Yes.
like €40 a picture or something.
I
You
just
save up just for it.
I just feel
Yeah.
if I was on that cruise, I think I'd be in a state of constant, genuine anxiety because unless I was wasted. Because
Oh, and I was.
the hubris of taunting Poseidon is one thing,
Oh yeah, building a city that floats. Come
but
on.
also I just know I'd be the person to inadvertently say the thing which is a crime in international water.
Yeah.
Because
There's only one crime in international waters, and that's saying a certain phrase.
But here's my point, because you've told us off air that Liz, your lovely wife,
Yeah.
had a cold at one point on the trip.
Yeah.
So she spent a bit of time.
Well, we both kind of did, but she was worse than I was.
But you weren't going to let that get in the way of your drinking.
I went out on my own a
No.
couple of nights.
But she spent some time in the cabin because she wasn't feeling very well. And my point is, like, if there's like 2,000 people living together for a week, and some people are planning murders
Oh yeah.
for insurance purposes.
I mean, Agatha Christie has
Yeah.
proven that
Yeah.
that's the case.
And you've already said that these red coats, they're everywhere.
Yeah.
Keeping you entertained at all times. Like, oh, Mr. Ray, haven't seen your wife for 24 hours. I'm like, oh yeah, she's just in the room. Didn't murder her.
I was
Definitely didn't murder her.
I was acutely aware of that because people did ask me, "Where is your wife?"
That's kind of scary.
And I'll
actually.
get to that a little later in terms
Sure.
of the people on the boat. But yeah, it's sort of everyone knows everyone else's business on the boat.
Yeah.
So like we didn't go, for example, to the
That
main.
sounds bad.
Yeah.
That sounds a bad part of it.
We didn't go to the main restaurant. Just one of the 7 nights, or whatever it was, for dinner. We went up. There's a buffet upstairs you can go to 24/7.
You monster.
So we went up there, and then the next day everyone was like, "Where were you? Why weren't you at dinner?"
It's the only news they've got,
Yeah.
isn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But you could tell we'd been like the gossip. But it's like, where are they?
Wonder where they are.
Where
tonight.
have they been all day?
They're probably fucking on the poop deck.
Yeah.
aren't they?
But then, but I went out on my own without Liz one night because she was a bit ill, and they were like, "Where's your wife?" And I was like,
She's
the
fine.
thing is, I told the truth.
I didn't
was like,
kill her.
Oh, she's a bit ill.
But the truth sounds way worse.
She's a bit under the weather, a bit tired, and I was like, I sound like I've killed her,
Yeah.
but I'm telling the truth.
It's
I was
so
like,
funny because
I was like, I hope she comes out tomorrow because otherwise it's definitely going to look like I've killed her.
I would never have thought about this being like an issue, but
Yeah.
now that you bring it up, it's like I can't. It's exact. I
If
would
you
think
were on a
exactly
boat
the
and
same
I said
thing.
that to you, you'd be like, you'd even
you'd probably-
fleetingly, you'd be like, wonder if he's killed her.
Yeah, I just twirl my mustache
Yeah.
a little bit and be like,
I was just hanging out in the sports bar.
Yeah.
and they're like, oh, your wife's not here.
I wonder if he's killed.
No, she's a bit tired on the weather. That was the 100%.
Yeah,
I just feel even people.
But even I doubted myself for a moment.
I'm just saying, even people who boarded the boat without murder on their minds. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, by day 2,
Yeah.
you the temptation would just be when you and your beloved spouse are just
Yeah.
like hand on the rail, gazing out at a beautiful, pristine ocean, Poseidon's bin, as we
Yeah.
call it, you know, and you just know that
you could.
you could, you know,
could.
not going to, but either of you.
There's a
could just-
condition I think it's called like intrusive thoughts. I think it's like a mental condition. And,
Right.
and the idea is, well, not the idea, this happens to people, where you're like, doobie-doo, walking along, and you see a woman pushing a baby in a pram in front of you.
Thank you.
And this thought just pops into your head. You didn't ask for this thought. This thought is just like, I could just drop kick that baby. I could just pick that baby out of the pram and drop kick it. And she wouldn't be able to do anything for the first couple of seconds, and I'd be able to drop kick that baby. After that, my life would be over.
Yeah.
But I could do it.
Yeah.
And that whole thought goes to your head. Like,
what a feeling.
yeah. And it's like then you feel like a monster because it's like, well, I had that thought. My brain created that thought. But the thing is, if you're like constrained on a cruise ship with your lovely wife, and you're thinking about, I sound like I could have murdered her.
Yeah.
Then the thought of maybe murdering her has probably pops into your head.
No, the thought of them thinking that I had certainly crossed my mind.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I do like the idea that the cruise crew, they're very pragmatic.
The cruise crew,
and they're like
the waterboatmen.
The waterboatmen. Yeah.
Everyone gets one. They're like the ocean hides all.
The ocean always claims.
No, I'll never tell, says Poseidon.
Very camp Poseidon.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
So don't upsell to me in a general sense, and certainly don't do it on a cruise ship. Is my conclusion.
Would you like a glass without beer?
Well, usually I would say
That'll
yes.
Be £3.
Well, they wouldn't dare do that.
What is it? So upselling, you're saying, is your kind of
because I don't like it generally. I don't like I don't like paying for something and then have someone offer me something else at an advanced fee. I've already paid for what I want.
My boss tells me to upsell.
Oh, I'm sure many people do, but I don't like it happening to me. I'm like, I've paid for what I want. I've told you what I want. Don't try to give me something else that I haven't asked for because I obviously don't want it.
Can you then answer something that's always bothered me?
Oh, I'd love to.
There's a leading UK-based, I don't know what you even call it, like shop brand called John Lewis.
Shop.
They do high-end shit,
Yeah.
And their catchphrase,
Love a bit of high-end shit.
Their catchphrase for the longest time was never knowingly undersold.
Never knowingly undersold.
So my question is, what the fuck does that mean?
Because
I was
about to ask you.
That's a strap.
It used to be,
was.
from like the 1800s.
I do remember
long it's
seeing
been
it.
around.
Yeah.
What does
Never
that mean?
Knowingly undersold.
How do you undersell something? And
underselling is basically telling someone something's a bit shitter than it is.
But why would they? Why would anyone do that?
But like the opposite would be overselling something and going like, is that like, oh, it's great, you got to get it.
But then you're over-promising essentially, aren't you?
Like overselling is like a used car salesman.
Yeah.
It's like, this car's amazing. And
Upselling is selling someone else, selling something beyond what someone's paid
or you
for.
got to get.
Overselling is promising something that isn't achievable.
So underselling would be.
Underselling is basically me saying to you, I have a £10 note, but it's only worth £5.
But why?
I'm underselling that, aren't I? Because it's worth more.
Yeah.
But why is that something to brag about that they wouldn't do that?
Knowingly undersold.
Because they're basically trying to say we're much better than you think we are.
We always sell things for the value they're worth,
or less.
Or are they kind of saying like, because like take Iceland for example, like Iceland likes to trade on the idea that
the shop.
Our stuff's fucking cheap and shit. But you'll buy it because you're a mug. That's their tagline.
That's their strap,
I think.
isn't it?
That's
I think that's a strap.
So it's like, our stuff's shit, but you'll buy it. That's their tagline.
You dicks.
Yeah, might as well. And it's like the sort of ethos it's like the Aldi and Lidl thing as well. It's like, we're cheap. You fuck.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's like John Lewis is trying to say, we don't need to say our stuff is cheap because it's not, but you'll still buy it because it's quality.
It's not. It's expensive, but that's because it's
good,
worth it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's basically them saying we don't overpromise. I think that's basically.
But Iceland and Aldi and whatever, they're not underselling, in my opinion. I don't think that's what they're doing. They're.
I think brands like Lidl and Aldi have been successful in today's world because people are more aware of what goes into things.
Yeah, true.
Generally speaking, people are more aware of what's behind the curtain. People appreciate things that are a bit more honest because they know a bit more themselves as a consumer.
I think that's
wow. Yeah.
I think that's true.
No, that's quite an impressive statement. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've just spoken foreign languages. Said something about consumerism.
One cruise.
He's travelled the world.
Comes like a troubled.
I spent a week on a boat when I'm a changed man.
And he was wasted 24/7.
And how?
How?
But you can tap back into that knowledge by having a drink.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If you're sober, you are useless.
I'm just no good.
Yeah,
when I'm
that
sober.
knowledge is all locked behind the drunkenness wall.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Got hate?
I've got a hate.
Got a hate.
Got a hate.
Got a hate. Welcome to Holland. Got a hate.
Not Holland. You can't call it
shit.
Holland. Rookie mistake.
So my hate ties into what you were talking about.
Oh.
With travelling Cheltenham's more elite end.
Oh,
right.
yes.
Big time.
My hate is LA mansions.
Oh.
Just generally, right? Because I don't think I've watched a few of those videos where it's like the house tour of the richest fucker in LA or whatever, and it's like I've seen a few of these videos, and I haven't seen a single house in any of these tours that I'd like to live in.
No,
not a single.
Famously
fucking
tasteful LA houses.
Apparently, aren't they? And yet they're like, I don't know, 100,000 square foot, right? And it's clear that they bought this plot of land. It's like, we've got 100,000. We're gonna build an incredible fucking house.
Yeah.
Right,
We're drowning in land.
It's gonna be great.
It's America.
Yeah. We'll do a lounge. Yeah. Do a lounge.
Go on, do a lounge. Yeah.
We'll do a kitchen. Yeah, big kitchen. That's gonna be great. Yeah. We'll do a couple of bedrooms. We could do four. We do five.
Do six.
Six bedrooms.
Six bedrooms. Yeah, go do bedrooms.
Okay,
does it?
that's
Copy and paste.
That's 4,000 square feet. We've got another 96,000 square feet. I guess we'd do another lounge.
Got to do an atrium, haven't you?
Got to do an atrium.
Got to do an atrium.
Bowling alley.
Yeah, okay.
bowling
Yeah, I
alley
saw
in.
one that had a nightclub in it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess. Sure, okay. Starting to run out, though. This one's got, one of them that I saw a video of, 7 pools. 7 pools,
Thing
I
is,
guess.
rich people never spend any time in their fucking house, do they?
That's true.
No.
Do they? They're always on the road. They're always filming. They're
in
always...
their other house.
But then surely, like, so that maddens me even more then, because
Yeah.
you're on the road. I know what it's like to go away for a couple of days. You're on a fucking cruise for a week. After a while, you just want to come home and come to your cozy house and
Yes,
put your feet up and
that's true.
put a movie on or whatever.
Yeah.
The last thing I would want to do is sit in an echoing marble atrium that's 3 stories high and has a single seat in the middle, surrounded by a 360-degree LCD screen that can scream at me in 360-degree noise.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's not.
Doesn't scream home living.
Yeah.
Doesn't, does it?
Yeah.
Really?
So what kind of prompted this hate? Because I agree with you, but what kind of...
Well, I saw one particular video that came up on my YouTube because basically, YouTube forgot my login. Right, for some reason. I don't know why, because I got YouTube on my PlayStation. I go on it, and normally I'm logged in as me, and so it's got all my algorithm videos.
Yes,
and they're all just Game Boy reviews, basically. That's all it is. But YouTube forgot me, and I couldn't remember my login. Because I don't know my password for YouTube. Who the fuck knows that?
No, nobody
So
knows that.
rather than getting off my ass and changing the password and sorting it out, I've just been settling for what
The default.
vanilla
Oh
YouTube
my
is.
God.
Yeah, when YouTube doesn't know what you like and doesn't know what you want.
became
Like,
patient
How about
zero.
this?
how about this? Do you want to see a tour of the biggest? What do they call it? It was the biggest house in the urban world, right? So it's the largest buyable home in the urban world. I don't know what
Who
that
owns
really
it?
means.
Do we know who owns it?
Well, this is the great thing about it. Nobody owns it at the moment.
Brilliant.
Right? But it's up for sale for $500 million.
I'll bet it is.
Yeah. The hilarious thing about that is that apparently...
Would you accept $499?
Well, this is the thing. No one wants to buy it. It's been on the market for 2 years for $500 million
Yeah.
because it's shit.
Yeah.
And no one wants it. No one's saying it's shit, right? Because I saw this tour of it, and the tour was by the guy who designed it, although it's hilarious because he didn't design it. He bought the land, and he commissioned a house to be built on it, but he paid an architect to design the house.
Sure.
But all the way around the tour, he keeps going, yeah, I mean, the architect designed it, but to be honest, it was all me. And I was like, it probably wasn't, dude. Like, it's probably the architect.
I told the architect to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
now
it's shit.
Yeah.
And it's been on the market for 2 years, you say?
Yeah, well, it has just sold.
Did this gentleman have an increasingly desperate air as the
Oh,
tour
really?
went on?
Yeah. And there was art hanging on the walls everywhere. And like this other guy who was like being presented to by the owner of the house, he kept going, "What's a nice piece of art?" He's like, "It's for sale if you want it."
Yeah.
So
I bet he was.
That's
yeah.
$10,000 if you want it.
Yeah.
The desperation was bleeding out of him. It was so apparent.
If I'd... I mean...
That's for sale.
Jesus Christ.
Do you want that?
Yeah.
Do you want that?
Everything is not nailed down, and some of the stuff that is for sale.
And some of it wasn't finished as well. The house wasn't actually finished.
Well, it's so big.
Yeah.
I mean, how would you?
Do you ever finish?
No,
it?
no.
Who could afford that? Genuine question.
500 million.
500 million.
Genuine question.
Yeah.
I
mean, I guess-
they say that being a millionaire now isn't actually that impressive anymore. It's billionaire, where
Having £1 million
is
or
actually
dollars,
not that big a
pathetic.
deal. Apparently,
Yeah.
yeah.
But like, who is like Bill Gates, presumably, for example?
Well, he's multi-billions,
Yeah.
and then Jeff Bezos, I
Or
guess.
Bezos, yeah.
They could buy it.
I just
Elon
think-
Musk.
But
Are
I
any
think,
movie stars who could buy it?
but I just,
Probably.
But I just think about this is why I know I'll never be able to appreciate something that ostentatious, because I'm just like the upkeep and the cleaning.
Yeah.
You know,
This is the weird
you'd have
thing, though.
people for that, though.
Is that it's
I feel
ostentatious.
so guilty.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, let me
ostentatious.
help you with that.
It's so weird you say ostentatious because it's like it is ostentatious in the fact that it's like the biggest house in the urban world, right? It costs $500 million. But then when you're inside it, it's remarkably dull.
Yeah.
Because it's just white floors, everything's made of marble, and everything's just the most obvious. Like, if you asked a child to draw a picture of a fancy house, this is what they draw.
Yeah.
You know, there's no crafty, clever thinking. There's no grace or elegance. There's nothing. It's just white boxes, and I think they think that white boxes ttherefore means expensive.
Yeah. Some
But
people
it's
just want a
shit.
big bastard house, don't they?
But then this is the thing: no one's buying it, which is hilarious.
And also, but there's also a limit because if you're like, hey, I'm a movie star. I've just had my big starring role in a Marvel featurette or whatever. It's like I've just had my big paycheck, you know.
Yeah, I've got $30 million.
And you're like, I'm going to.
And they'll
buy,
laugh you out of there.
And you go,
30 million.
I'm going to 30 million. You got 30 million in your
film.
pocket. So I'm going to buy a really nice house.
I'd buy a great house
30
in LA.
30 million.
Yeah,
thing,
and probably.
Put it 30 million would be a bit like too big a bulge.
might need a briefcase for that.
You need bigger,
Well, maybe,
bigger
but they have
jeans.
those special high denomination notes that they don't tell you about.
Like $1 million.
30 of those would still be quite.
Yeah, you know, in the UK, you've got that one that's got
Quite
like Ethelred
bulky.
the Unready like on it.
That'd be great.
Yeah. But my point is, you could buy, say, you know, a big, gross, overpriced mansion for maybe
30
like
million. Okay,
or
but-
half that.
Okay,
15
15 million.
10 million.
Yeah, true. Actually,
And
yeah,
it's got 30 rooms.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know where all that money would go.
Yeah.
If you spent 500 million on a house, I don't know where that would go.
But also, then you come home and you're like, as you rightly said, where am I going to spend the evening?
Yeah.
In Lounge 1,
Lounge 5,
Lounge 5,
Lounge Alpha,
Don't
the
you just-
disconnectable lounge.
Yeah.
You know.
And I know we're
Traveling lounge.
Yeah.
I know we're British and we live in the UK where like space is a premium and our houses are historically, factually smaller than American houses.
Yeah, we don't have as much space.
But like, just don't you want to enjoy your evenings in a small room?
there's only so much space. Even when you want a lot of space, there's only so much space a human actually needs.
Yes.
And like, some of the most comfortable times I've ever been relaxing have been in little firelit rooms with cozy lights and, you know, a place to put my feet up and a comfy sofa and a blanket. You know, that's what you can't have that in these places. One of the lounges, Lounge Alpha or whatever the fuck it was called, it was like this massive room, arguably the size of like 2 tennis courts side by side, right? And then the walls were completely glass and completely folded away so that you could just basically be outside.
Yeah.
Because of course LA weather.
It's
lovely,
hot
you know.
all the time.
And then the lounge itself was gathered in this tiny little sort of island in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
So there was marble floor for 2 tennis courts, marble floor, and then a space about the size of your lounge, John. Say,
Yeah, thank you, yeah.
In the middle of the room, but
Yeah.
it's like a rug the size of your lounge, right?
Yeah.
And then the sofas are on that little rug. So you go into the room and you're like, "Fuck, this room's big."
Yeah.
But
it's all in the middle.
It's all just floating there in the middle on a little rug.
The thing is, last week I insulated my attic. You know, I got down on my knees in the dirt and I insulated my attic, and I'm
you
like,
should get people for that.
because I was like,
Yeah, you should get a guy.
Get a guy.
well, no, because
Get a butler.
You know, I like breathing in those microfibers. Yeah.
More asbestos. More asbestos.
But my point is, like, in our modest little house here, I was like, oh, I'm a bit worried about heat loss. That's not.
I know.
That's not good for the bills.
And they don't give a fuck about that.
But if your lounge is like a tiny little square in the middle of an aircraft hangar, like, how are you heating that? How are you keeping your house?
If
warm?
anything, you're trying to keep it cool, probably.
Probably.
But yeah, I don't know. What if you have a slightly cold day in LA? What happens then? You know, I don't know.
But it's like
They don't care. If they spent that much on a house, who gives a shit about bills?
I brought it up on a previous episode, but the show it's like American Home Makeover or whatever, Extreme Home Makeover.
Oh yeah.
The most grotesque show on television because they go like, what? Well, a bit like Cribs, but they all, at
That
least
was a show.
at least in Cribs,
Cribs.
at least in
Cribs.
Cribs.
Sorry,
I want to join in.
I'm so sorry. I was just zoned out for a second.
wanna
I just
say a word?
shouted the word cribs. I'm so sorry.
You do it all the time.
Yeah.
Always shouting cribs.
My point is, at least in Cribs, you didn't see the before. They were like, "Hey, what up?
yes.
I'm Beans. Welcome to my
I
house."
love
Scenes
that,
with
I
his
love
dad.
that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favourite rappers.
And they're just living in this big gross house. But like with America's extreme home makeovers, they'd go like, oh, you know, the McJenksons have got like 5 children, and they're really down on their luck. So we're sending them to Disneyland for a week while we bulldoze their house and build an 18-room house.
We're going to bulldoze their house and burn all their possessions.
Yeah, American houses are like, and I don't mean this in a derogatory way particularly. I just kind of do. Flimsy compared to
Yes.
It's easy.
Yeah.
It's like a Meccano.
But they built this like, as you say, it's not just that like everyone gets a big room. It's like everyone gets like 10 rooms.
10 rooms. Everyone gets a wing.
I don't need that much space.
But this is the thing, isn't it? In America, you have all this land around your house, and then you have this floating wooden balsa wood structure in the middle that can't withstand one gust of wind. But hey, it might not have a wind.
Yeah, why not?
So why not? But you have all this space around it. So if someone tore down your shitty house in America, you've got all this space to build another house on. If someone tore down my house, you'd be able to build another house the exact same size as the house that you tore down, because
that's
how much land I have.
It'd be unnecessary.
And technically, it's for Queensland, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
we're just renting it off.
Well, there's one swan bones buried in the bottom of every person's garden.
There should be, yeah.
Yeah, that's how the Queen keeps her ownership.
That's how she keeps her
that's how she keeps her stranglehold on this weak nation.
Yeah, don't dig up those swan bones.
Yeah, it's interesting because I stayed at a Premier Inn this week.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So that's pretty.
I know, right?
Yeah, pretty high.
And I walked in the room and I thought, this room's too big. Genuinely.
Yeah.
I walked in and I thought, why does my room need to be this big? All the furniture's too spaced out.
This is weird.
Genuinely, I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
The TV was too far away from the bed. I was just like, why do I need all this space?
Yeah. No, it's weird.
It's weird, isn't it?
No, I mean, like,
I've been socially conditioned to think that way.
but this is the level of luxury that we're conditioned to enjoy. Like a Premier Inn, we go, ooh. I used to stay in a travel lodge, but now a Premier Inn, you know.
Yeah. I remember getting a Premier Inn room once, and I was on my own, and it had 2 double beds in it.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
I had a chaise longue.
I mean, why?
Why?
Yes.
Needless.
Did you lounge on it?
No, I put my suitcase on it.
Exactly.
I think I'd make a point of lounge. If I had a chaise longue, I'd make a point of lounging on it.
Do you
I
remember
don't
we
see
shared
the
a
point.
hotel room?
We
once
did,
for
yeah.
For a con, and it had a big cylinder in it, a big plushy cylinder.
Yes.
Oh, they do, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a Premier Inn?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, we didn't really know what to
I don't know what it was for.
No.
It was just there.
Premier Inn pillows are very popular.
Are they?
Like they sell them now.
People,
Really?
Do people nick them?
I guess
People
maybe
probably
they do,
do
but they
nick
sell
them,
them on their website because they're so popular. Like people are like, oh my god, Premier Inn pillows are so good. They
don't
put
know if
extra
I've
ones
ever-
in the wardrobe for you.
That's
In
what.
case you
Right.
need
Really?
stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never looked in the
I
wardrobe.
know.
No,
yeah,
never,
they do.
never
Yeah.
bothered.
Too scared.
Just live out of the
Yeah,
suitcase.
I would be.
Well, when I walked around, just talking about mansions and stuff, when I walked around this incredibly exclusive area of our hometown,
gated community.
on the hill, we saw these big mansions, and, like colossal, each one bigger than the last, and there was like a little placard up saying like, we, the local residents, are against this proposed development of a new housing estate that would have 250 houses on it.
Yeah, I hate the idea of
Yeah.
like the poor people getting a place to
Yeah.
live.
And then we walked around the corner, and there was literally like a forest being felled, and we were like, oh, maybe that's the housing development of like
Yeah, that's why they're
250
unhappy.
muggle houses. But then when we got to the kind of path leading in, where all like the construction stuff was, they had a mock-up of a proposed house. I was like, oh my god, it's the biggest house in the world.
It's just one.
Yeah. And I was like,
Oh right,
yeah,
for that area.
yeah.
Oh, I see.
So they're totally fine with their buddy.
Yeah.
Basically bulldozing an entire forest for a single house.
Yeah.
But the idea that some 250 muggles might get a chance to live, out of the rain.
nearby.
They just don't want a certain kind of person there.
That's
yeah.
wild.
That's
God.
what it is.
Yeah.
They're
Let's
like,
be honest.
whatever you're picturing, kind of like Tony Stark's house, on
Yeah,
a hill. It's not quite as glamorous, but the most modern mansion you can picture. Big glass walls.
Well, that was like
like
built into a cliff, wasn't it?
balconies. Yeah.
Tony
But isn't
Stark's
it funny,
house.
right? That's quite a good example that you bring up, Tony Stark, because, yes, that house that ends up getting destroyed in the movie. Which movie is that? Third movie?
The
Third one,
Yeah.
yeah.
Third movie.
So kind of ugly, kind of ostentatious, built into the side of a cliff, this huge viewing window. Before it's destroyed, he's got that preposterous foyer. I don't even know what he'd use that for. And then in Endgame, he's got like a log cabin.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's really cozy and it's way smaller. And it's like, isn't that interesting how the character developed a little bit
Yeah.
and actually wanted a real house that looked like a place people would actually want to live in?
Well, the kind of mansions you're describing, though, you could have within
Yes.
your house. You could have a log cabin.
Within one of the rooms.
Yes.
Maybe. And that's how you do it.
Maybe people do that.
Maybe they do.
But then what's the point?
Because it's what it's like to live like a poor person.
Yeah.
Get a sense of it.
I like my house.
I like my house.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I like my house as well.
I don't think I'd sell my house if I became rich.
No,
I don't think
no.
I would.
But also, like, if you became...
I mean, I wouldn't live there.
I might buy
obviously.
loads of other houses in loads of other places.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
have holiday homes.
If you became rich, though, is there suddenly this pressure to buy something stupid? You know,
Well,
you could...
I think certainly it's like upselling.
Yeah.
Isn't it? People would come to you and say, "Hey, you, the rich man,
you can buy this.
come buy this."
Yeah, but what if Robert Downey Jr. just lived in like a semi-detached house because he quite
Good for
enjoyed
him,
it? Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on a
Good for
council
him.
estate.
You could buy an entire terrace of semi-detached houses,
Knock them all through.
knock them all through.
Yeah, dig tunnels underneath them.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Would that be good?
Give me a tunnel. If I get rich, I want a secret tunnel.
That's what I'm not building up. I'm building down.
I don't know where it would
I
go.
can't work
but-
out if that'd be really good or just the shittest thing ever.
What, connecting all the houses together?
Yeah,
I guess
I can't work that out.
you could have a house for different purposes. Like you could have your painting house. You know, where you do your painting.
Yes.
And then you can have your
A bathroom house.
Yes, bathroom house where you can every room's a wet room.
Yeah.
They'd have to be bungalows.
You could have your pooping house where you make your brown sin.
Yeah.
And you could just
and you could paint them all from the outside. So that one could be brown so that you know.
is that the greatest luxury you could imagine? Having a house
House
purely
just
for
for pooping.
shitting.
What a poor
Do
house.
you-
Imagine if that house like felt feelings though, and it'd be like, I'm just a shitting house.
Do
You got to
you-
think about these things.
Do you knock all of the rooms down inside so the entire space is empty except for one toilet right in the middle of the space?
No, because I want to feel protected in that
So
moment.
then, my counterpoint,
yeah.
because I agree with that, is do you have a toilet in every room in the shit house, in the shitting house, and you can choose different
'Cause
rooms.
you can mix it up.
to
Yeah.
poop in. So you can
Well, you're
poop
not
in the
getting
lounge.
any sofas, are you?
But what if you did? Right? What if you decorated the whole house?
The pooping sofa.
But every house, has a toilet in it as well. Every room has a toilet in it as well.
Yeah.
So it's made to look like a lounge.
Yeah.
But you're like, what would it be like to shit in the lounge?
And literally, the only you've got to have blackout curtains.
Yeah, I
You
suppose.
don't want anyone looking.
Yeah.
You got to have soundproofing.
Yeah, because then you can scream if you want it.
You got to have double doors, so there's a double protection.
Yeah.
And
Double
you've
layer.
got to have a fridge full of Lucasade because you're going to need.
Those are the
You
only
got to
prerequisites.
keep those electrolytes up. Is what I'm saying.
Get very dehydrated.
Yeah.
I'd spend all my time in that house.
Oh god, it'd be magical.
That's the
Can you
problem. That's the
imagine?
problem. You spend all your time in the shitting quarters.
the shitting quarters.
You get one of those, and then
Jeeves.
if you're rich enough, you have one of these bizarre like vacuum underground like shuttles
Yeah.
they're developing.
Yes.
So you can just sit in a vacuum and then go like 300 miles in
press
4
a button.
seconds. Yeah.
But then I find I want to shit in there. I want to
Yeah.
shit in a little car in the tube.
What if you couldn't stop though?
Shitting.
Shitting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean.
What you're saying?
If you spend so much time in the shitting quarters that you're just like, oh my god.
Oh my god, yeah. And what
I
if you
can't
cultivate a sort of mindset where because I don't think I could just like right
Or-
now. I don't think I could shit. I think
No,
mentally
but
I think I need to go on a
if you
toilet.
lived in a house or if you
Oh, I see what you
that was
mean,
just
yeah.
about shitting, what if you went around like your aunt's house?
This is what I'm saying.
Sat on the sofa and just shit.
Yeah, this is what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You start to cultivate
You've
a new
just
mindset.
become conditioned. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
conditioned.
Yeah, because
yeah.
now you're
Exactly.
able to shit in a lounge
I
or
think
shit
it's-
in a kitchen.
It's
Yeah.
important to have boundaries just from a psychological point of view.
That's the
maybe-
dark bargain we make,
Yeah.
really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It will feel very freeing, but you may ruin your life.
Yeah.
The thing is,
And
if,
your aunt's
if
kitchen.
you're that rich, though, no one's going to tell. No one's going to bring it up.
If you shit in your aunt's
Do you not
kitchen,
think?
you can
Yeah.
just pay her off.
Where's the line for rich people? Do we think?
I don't know whether they think there is one.
I don't think there is a
No.
line.
I wonder if it's Will Smith slapping a comedian.
If
It could be that. That could be the line.
I
Okay,
think
imagine
he has crossed the line.
We'll
in many
never,
people's
we'll
eyes.
never know for sure.
okay, but imagine if Robert Downey Jr. is throwing a party at his LA mansion,
That'd be fun.
and he invites
I'd go to that.
his good friend Paul Bettany over.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say Chris Wright then. But
Yeah, me too. Actually.
Let's not. This isn't.
I
This
thought
isn't
it was-
fantasy.
I mean,
No.
oh, it is in fantasy. Okay,
No,
fine,
yeah.
yeah.
So he invites
Bettany over.
he invites his good friend Paul Bettany over. And Paul Bettany, he's he's had some success with WandaVision. Everyone knows he's a good actor, but he's not quite on that level of.
He's not
fame.
on the Downey Jr.
I mean, he
Yeah.
was in
level.
the Iron Man films.
That's true. Yeah, they maybe saw each other at the rap party.
Yeah.
You know, they were never in the same room together. And he's British as well, so it's an all.
Yeah.
You know,
That goes a long way, though.
but imagine
If I know one thing is that every other country loves the Brits.
what you're saying is Robert Downey Jr. invites him in, gives him a little cocktail or something,
yeah.
and then Robert Downey Jr. walks over to his lounge, which is a little square in the middle of an aircraft hangar.
Yeah.
The
You
shitting
know,
lounge.
and he sits on a plush velvet sofa.
Nice.
He's in a dressing gown, by the way,
Yeah.
but he makes a point of hoiking the dressing gown up over his naked ass.
Yeah. Flicking it up
and
like
when
the
he
tails.
sits, and when he sits on this velvet sofa, just immediately starts shitting, and there's like a hole in the sofa. intentionally.
Oh, there's a hole in it.
Yeah, because he's not a complete animal.
Well,
but,
that would be better than if there wasn't a hole.
And Bettany's just watching.
Yeah, and like because he has.
Bettany's probably.
Well, Robert just goes, "Hey, Bettany, watch this."
Yeah. And
It's just everywhere.
And he knows he has no choice but to watch it because it's really a power play.
It really is.
Yeah.
And now Robert owns Paul. He owns
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
His mind
He's
and
seen
his
it and he
soul.
can never tell anybody.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Oh, that was good, wasn't it?
I've got it.
Yeah, all right then.
Now, we've been dodging around this issue for, 105... What are we on? 105 episodes? What? I don't know.
I don't think it's important.
I think it's finally time we called these people to task.
Oh.
My hate is cheeky fucking mobile phone companies.
Cheeky fucking mobile phone companies.
I need
Constantly
I
upselling.
require an example.
Well, I'm putting it out there. Okay, so
for me to get on board with this.
I am a Luddite.
Yeah.
I never have the most cutting edge phone.
I've been saying it for years.
Indeed, yeah. I hate a loom. Always smashing a loom. That's me.
Go outside and cut.
See, this is how much of a non-Luddite I am. Because literally when you said that, I was like, is that a kind of phone? Is that a new kind of phone? How do I don't know about it? I haven't heard about the latest loom.
The Nokia loom.
The new. Yeah.
Well, my point is, I will use a phone until it falls apart.
Yeah.
And I'm always using a phone which is at least 4 years out of date.
Oh, yeah.
I'll wait for it to fall apart. And then I go and get a new phone.
I'm with you on that, to be fair.
So
Yeah,
a few months ago, I finally upgraded. Not because I desperately needed a new phone, but not because I wanted a new phone, because I needed one.
Oh, you've got a new phone.
It was just
Have you?
breaking. Well, I've had it for a few months now.
Oh, okay.
So
it's not new then.
I didn't notice.
We go into this branch of this leading
A branch, if you
phone
will.
company,
Phone shop.
and Lucy and I go in.
Which
and,
one was it?
It could be anyone. Frankly, we're all the same.
Yeah, they're not sponsors, so they don't get to be
Yeah.
told.
Give me try and drop it into the sentence.
What
like,
if there was a
in
Hollywood actor whose name was a kind of salted pork product?
Yes.
And he was in a
Kevin Verst.
he was in a leading UK ad campaign.
Oh, I understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
My point is, we went in, and Lucy, my wife, she was with this company. I wasn't.
That sounds
Ah,
like
so
a good
it's a good,
shot.
yeah.
That's clever.
So
Write that down.
we sit down with a dude, and we're like, "Hello, I'd like to ditch, my previous company and come across to you."
Oh.
And he says, "Well, that's actually quite convenient because we could put you on."
I bet it's convenient for him.
He loves
the salesman.
He goes, "We could put you on your wife's contract. We could do like a joint thing, the two of
I
you,
see.
get you a bargain."
Yeah.
He's like, "How much gig you on at the moment?"
How much gig?
And I said, "Well, I'm two.
Whirly.
I'm on like two.
Two.
I was on two. I was on like
What a noob!
I know. I was on 2 gig, and
I only need 2 gig to run my loom.
I was on 2 gig, and I barely use that.
He's
I
like,
mean,
all right, granddad.
yeah. It's like how many gigs do you need to visit the countdown website twice a day?
To do Wordle in the morning.
To do the teaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, how about?" He said, "Tell you what,
Here we go.
for you,
Yeah.
because
you've come in
because
today.
2 of you, you're a team together. I'll give you 40 gig.
Wow.
I mean,
That's-
that's a weird sell already.
That's like an exponential.
Yeah, because you've already said I don't use 2, and he
Yeah.
goes, well, I've heard you, John.
Yeah.
I've listened. How about 40
And because I said,
million gigs?
That's a big number.
and I
That's
said,
a big
It's
number.
way
isn't
bigger
it?
than 2.
and I said to the dude, I said,
20 times bigger.
but I told him, and I said to him, I don't really need 40.
That
and
sounds mental.
and he said, it is so cheap, sir.
Yeah.
It is so cheap.
Cheaper for the.
that you might as well just have it.
It's actually a crime not to take
Yeah,
it.
he said, look,
Is it cheaper than 2 though?
well, here's the thing. He said, look, you're paying X amount on your current contract, literally for
We'll pay you to do 2 gigs.
But he was like, for a pound more, we could give you what is that, like a 200, 400, 1,000, 2,000% increase in the amount of gig you've got. I was like, you know what? I'd probably find a use for it. It's not going to hurt.
Watch a movie.
And he said, and he said to us,
Several movies.
and he said,
Once.
and he said, now we are giving away some gifts with these contracts.
Oh,
and
fucking
everything."
hell.
He's so
Upselling.
generous. He just keeps going. He goes,
Well, he said giving away, though.
but he
so-
said, literally,
At a price.
because you're signing, because 2 of you are on a contract. He said, do you want a free tablet?
a free tablet.
That's not free.
Like an ibuprofen.
Well, he said, no, Nick. You see, I thought that.
Yeah,
as well,
yeah.
And we laughed,
We had a laugh.
But he said, do you want a tablet, a digital tablet,
Your hands are like this big, so that's a really big ibuprofen.
a large?
You're saying your hands are this big. Like it's the same as what he's just done.
You're making
Yeah,
it worse.
just
Yeah,
say how big
yeah.
it is.
This big, Chris.
yeah, that
this
big.
big.
Yeah.
About 1.5 foot.
Yeah,
and a half.
he's putting
Yeah.
his hands about 1.5 foot
And
apart.
we said, what you mean an iPad. He was like, well, don't get ahead of yourself.
carried away.
Don't
be an idiot.
He was like, do you want like a Samsung tablet? And I was like, and honestly,
Do you want a Glorsp e-pad? No.
do you want a Hwinge?
Yeah. It's Estonia's premier tablet.
It's 15 2/3 inches. It's amazing. He said, do you want a Hwinge tablet? And I was like, and I honestly said, no, actually, I really don't. I said, my phone.
You know what, Dave? Fuck you.
I said,
I bet he couldn't believe what was happening.
What? It's free, mate.
I said, we honestly have no need for a tablet. It will just be a piece of electrics cluttering up the house.
Yeah, and you're currently on a declutter phase at the moment.
And he said, like, you know what? He said, you might as well take it. He said, because if you take
I bet he said that.
This again.
He said, if you take it on this package, the whole thing is cheaper. Like, literally, I can just...
Horse shit.
These things are worth nothing to us. I can just give them away. Like, you might as well just gain a tablet.
Yeah.
And then we'll do you the whole thing for, like, like 40 quid or something like that. And the two of you are on this phone. You got 40 gig.
You got a tablet.
Everything. And it's a free tablet. A free tablet. I cannot stress enough how emphatically he said it is a free tablet.
I think I know what's coming.
Yeah.
I get the feeling I now know what's happening.
And we were like...
This is upselling in a form.
And we said, well, we don't really want a tablet, but you've made such a strong case.
You really want us to have the tablet,
You
so we're
literally
doing
said
this for you.
You're cutting your own throat to do it, but I understand it. But he's like, I care about you so much.
I have to give you this.
Literally, I'm giving you this worthless tablet.
Jan, I care about you so much that I want you to have this tablet.
Yeah.
I care about, I literally, I love
Jan
you.
and Lisa.
I feel I
my
love
new best friends.
I love you guys so much.
Yeah.
We've really developed a bond here.
Yeah.
I will give you this free tablet, and literally, I will knock 20 quid off your annual.
If I'm honest, this guy sounds like a hero. Did you get his phone number?
Turns out he has no affiliation with the company whatsoever.
I wanted to give him a kidney. I just loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. I'm great. And I was like, you know what?
And he cashed that in.
I said all I wanted was a new phone. Not even a new phone. I wanted a phone from like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I didn't want.
Specifically.
I didn't want 40 gig. I didn't want a tablet. But you're telling me you'll give me both of those essentially for free.
I'll be paying less overall.
Than I'm currently on.
And I'll get all this excellent shit.
And I was like, you know what? Yes,
All right,
actually,
then.
why not?
Assuming that's accurate.
And then suddenly the sky darkened.
And I was like, why wouldn't you?
As soon as you said yes, he just turned.
And we left, and we were perfectly happy.
Skipped home, actually.
Now, so fast forward, and maybe more fool us for not immediately realising. But then we were looking at our bills.
No,
we were looking
hang
at,
on. I mean,
we were looking at our bills, and we were like,
don't blame yourself.
so like,
curious.
But like a little time has passed. But we trusted this guy so much, and a little time has passed, and we were like,
nice.
what's that? What's that? Why? So I'm paying for my phone. At least he's paying for her phone. That's as the guy said.
That's as he said.
But where's this extra 10 quid a month coming from?
Ooh, where's that crept in
Where's
from?
that coming from?
Ooh, what's that?
I know some people would say 10 quid a month. That's not what
No,
we're
I wouldn't.
about.
I would never say that.
But
No
every-
way, 10 quid a month.
but-
10 quid a month, 10 quid a month.
That
But
adds up, my friend.
every little penny.
I have to pay to bring the beers
every little
in.
penny.
I don't get paid
So
for this.
no, certainly not. No. So I was like, that's not right.
That is not.
So we went to question it, and we were like,
Oi!
what's that 10 quid for? And
What
they
was
said,
it for, John?
well, it was for the tablet. wasn't it?
Oh, shit! The free tablet.
The free tablet, which apparently is not fucking free at all.
I would be going mad.
Yeah.
I'd be going mad.
I can imagine you'd be going
Yeah.
mad.
Which
You'd be
apparent-
tweeting while getting mad in the shop.
Which apparently is not free at all. And actually, we are paying off over the period of a 2-year contract.
So you can't get out of it?
No.
Because it's a
Wow.
contract.
And also, and the guy said, he said, the thing is right. I wasn't working at the company when you signed
No,
this.
of course he
I
wasn't.
would never have condoned this, he said. But he said, if you'd come back like a week later,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
maybe we could have done something.
But you wouldn't have
about
had the bill by. You wouldn't have had your first bill.
He said, but it's been a little while now, hasn't it? I was like, well, we didn't know it's because we trusted you.
Son of
But he
a-
said,
In this situation, you need to threaten them, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is what I would say. You need to say, oi, I will take this further. If you don't sort this out right now, I will take this further. I will report this to Martin Lewis.
Martin Lewis.
He's a
Martin
famous money-saving man.
Yes.
I mean, he won't care, but I could report it to him.
You
Yeah.
could try it.
You could threaten him.
But because we were saying like we don't want the tablet, we will give it back.
Yeah.
we do not care.
Here you are.
But they were like, yeah, but sir, you've already started paying it off,
Fuck you.
so you can't give it back. You can't give it back. So we didn't want this. It's a tablet we don't want, we don't use, we don't need, we have no purpose for, and yet we're paying for it.
Of course, it's like it's your word against theirs at this point.
Yeah.
Because as far as he's concerned, he's like, oh yeah, we had these fuckers come in today,
Yeah.
claim that they were told it was free. We never give them away for free. We always tell our customers up front that it'll cost them £10 a month. I bet that's what his fucking inner narrative was, despite the fact that's cocking bullshit.
That's the word.
And I'm insane. And maybe maybe we should have noticed sooner.
Well,
and then we could have complained sooner.
you were told it was free.
But literally, at no point did he ever say
It'll be £10 a month.
you will be paying for this tablet over the course. So it's like the tablet is worth whatever like 2 months worth at 10 quid a month is. So, you know.
Is it any good, the tablet? Have you even used it?
We've used it at a convention to like run a slideshow.
Oh, okay,
on
that
it.
was that one. Oh, okay, yeah.
But I'm like, we didn't want it.
No.
He just makes such a compelling case when he said it was free.
when he said it, you might as well have it.
It's like, I said, literally, we don't want it. We have no need for it. We will not use it. It's like, you might as well have it, though. It's free. It's like, I suppose. If it's free.
Yeah.
I guess the lesson we've learned
Scumbags.
here, we've learned vicariously through you now, and we all have learned this, is even when they say it's free, if it's something you don't want, tell them to shut
But now
up.
you've got an example to say, like, next time this happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You
You
can
say,
call this
well,
up.
actually, this happened before. He said it was free,
And it wasn't.
and I'm going
Yeah.
to record this now.
I feel I'm older and wiser now.
You should.
But-
I think you should be allowed to go in and say, right, I've been stung before. I'm going to record this conversation
Oh,
with
yeah.
you,
You're allowed to do that.
salesman.
Yeah.
And if this all goes Pete Tong, then I'm coming for you.
Let's
Yeah.
get this on record.
So
say,
you
say
tell
your
me
name.
now, honestly, what's going to happen.
Say your name and tell me that this is free. He's like,
Yeah.
well, I'm not going to do it. Right, okay, I won't have it then.
I'll leave it there. Exactly. You'll either frighten them out of the sale,
Yeah.
or they're being genuine and everything's cool.
But you're kind of at a point where you're like, if I was so inclined to actually like take this to
Further, somehow.
I don't
Small
know,
claims, I don't know.
small claims, they'd probably say like, oh yeah, but you signed it, sir.
That's exactly what they'll say.
Yeah, they'll probably say that.
in the
Yeah.
nicest possible way. You
But
won't,
this
you
is
won't
how they
win.
have you
Yeah.
over a barrel because you're like,
Yeah, it's
well,
fucking shit.
okay, well, clearly you got me.
But also,
You
like,
won,
that
yeah.
contract that you signed, whatever, like the way that will be worded, the way that will have been constructed.
Yeah.
You know, even if you pointed out a clause, hang on, it looks a little bit like I'll be paying £10 a month. He'd have come back with something like, oh yeah, no, what it looks like that. But what'll happen is that that'll get recredited in a 6-month period, and that money will get reallocated, moved around. So actually, sir, you're actually going to be paying over or less. And at which point he'll just bamboozle you with words and bullshit, and you'll be like, oh no, okay, fine, no, I'll sign.
Yeah.
And then you're fucked. Like, I guess the lesson
Yeah.
is, if you don't want it, just like we've just got a hard line say no.
Yes,
Yeah.
we see. I'm learning. Yeah, I'm learning.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
know
No,
this
no,
now.
no,
Yeah.
no,
Take
now.
it forward and just say, look, next time this comes around, look, that's it. Okay, cool. I appreciate what you've been saying. However, this happened before, so now I'm going to do this, and it's on you if this goes wrong.
Now this is happening.
I think it's part of getting older as well. That as you get older, it's just like easier to say, stop fucking me around. Just be honest with me, or I'll have you.
Or I'll snap it over my knee.
Yeah,
Well, you can come with next time. You
Yeah.
can be the bad cop.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
I had a disagreement. Well, I basically told him to sod off in the end. An internet company recently,
Oh, yeah.
who promised me one thing, didn't deliver. So I said, all right, screw you then. I'm off. And I just went back to my existing supplier, and they gave me a better deal than they would have originally, which is cheaper than the price that I'm paying now, and means that I'll stay with them for an extra 18 months, and also saves me about £15 to £20 a month.
Right.
Because I cancelled with this other supplier that I went to that then didn't deliver on what they were going to say they were going to deliver. So bollocks to them.
Bollocks to him. Bollocks.
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 What they were promising was cheaper than what I've ended up paying. However, I think I've done all right. Considering.
too.
So fuck them.
And I know you're a very measured, kind of like fair,
Yeah.
calm
That's
debater.
me.
I can't imagine you kind of being belligerent, shall we say? Yeah.
I did threaten them,
Yeah.
and they didn't really pay any attention.
How did you? What did you threaten them with? Like,
I said I'll take this further,
Oh,
and I
that's
at the
You said-
time I was planning to.
oh yeah.
You've said that a couple of times now. Take that further.
It's a great phrase.
Well, it's just vague enough,
Yeah.
I like that. Actually.
powerful, actually.
I like
Yeah.
that. That's
isn't
good.
it?
Yeah.
What does that mean? It doesn't mean anything.
Well, it's evocative.
But
It can mean anything and nothing at the same
They
time.
will infill the void of everything
Yeah.
you've said with the worst possible scenario of their mind.
And I'll be
Yeah.
totally honest at this point, I didn't do anything.
No, quite.
Don't
yeah.
need to.
It was a threat that I was planning to take forward, but then I got a good deal with my existing supplier, so I thought, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
I'll take this further.
You got love.
Yes.
Can you pass me a beer as well? please?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Is it boat
I'm a
related?
little.
It's boat related.
I'm a little dry. You see.
Who else wants a beer?
I'm good, actually.
Are you?
I'm still
I'm gonna have a
enjoying the large.
Let me just open this beer and then I'll continue talking.
Thing is, not everybody has been to a wedding before recording a podcast, so John needs his fuel.
His chug-a-lug.
His candy.
John needs his John.
Yes, it is cruise related. I enjoy giving nicknames to people who you don't necessarily know.
Yes, that's
and giving
good.
them a fascinating backstory.
Oh yes,
good.
this is.
Yes, that's
So as I mentioned earlier, I alluded to
right,
earlier,
yeah.
there were a lot of people on the cruise who we sort of met and got friendly with, but didn't necessarily know their names. So we had the Wakey couple.
The Wakey couple.
The Wakey couple.
From Wakefield.
From Wakefield.
Oh, I thought
From
you meant
Wakefield.
they got up early or something like that.
We had the Scottish bloke. The Scottish talker he was called. The Scottish. We had Dancing Queen.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Was Dancing Queen, did she dance?
So, yeah. So, basically, one of the activities you had every day was there was a dance instructor. And on the first night, I got a bit drunk.
Oh, well,
I can't lie.
That seems unlikely.
most of your
no.
stories tend to start with this.
I can't lie. I got a bit drunk, and Liz said to me, "Why don't we do the dance class?" It was just like 9 o'clock at night or something like that. And I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever."
Woo!
And this dance instructor took it very seriously.
Well, dancing is no laughing matter.
He did not appreciate me, essentially, and this is the technical term, pricking about, which is what I did. So we were never asked to do the dance class again.
Oh, you were asked before, but
Well,
now-
we have to.
But they every day they go up to people and go, "Hey, it's a dance class."
Oh,
And
I
the dance class-
see.
They never came up
they
to us
didn't want
again.
the raise back.
They
But
didn't
if
want us
you'd
back.
approached them, could they have refused you if you wanted to dance
I
again?
doubt they would have.
No.
But
Yeah.
it was knackering.
They're not empowered to refuse
I
you.
doubt
is the
it.
problem. No.
It was knackering anyway. I had no interest in doing it again.
Sure, that's
Anyway,
what you tell yourself now.
But this woman did every single dance class. They were across different bars at different times of day. Blah 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 blah.
I
blah.
bet she was really good by
She-
the end.
Not really.
What?
How old was she?
I would say she was about 42.
42.
You see, that's
I would
alarmingly close to our own
Yeah, it's not far from
perspective,
us.
is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
I would,
Yeah.
yeah, but she did.
I've
all-
probably got the same bone density that she has.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to say.
Maybe less.
That's a weird
Not after all that dancing. But
I've never said it before.
by the end of the week, he was like saying, "Hey, she arrived late a couple of times," and he like waited for her. That's how
Wow, she made.
involved she became. And we never found out her name. We just called her
Dancing Queen.
We were like, "Where's Dancing Queen?" Me and Liz were just sort of sitting there going, "Where's Dancing Queen?"
You know what the truth of this is, though, is that the others did this to you.
Absolutely,
They would have
did.
had a nickname for you.
Absolutely, they did.
Yeah.
So I didn't give everyone my name.
That awful man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yours is just that awful man.
Yeah, there was Southwest Santa Claus, who he was from a town called Corsham, which is the next town over from Chippenham, which is where Liz is from.
Oh,
So I spoke to him on the night out. I went out on my own. I made loads of friends. I made friends with most of these people when
Everyone
I was out
on this
own.
boat is lonely.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
wants company, yeah.
And he was chatting all night, and then he said, "I'm from Corsham in the southwest." And I was like, "Is that near Chippenham?" But anyway, I couldn't walk around the boat without bumping into someone by the end. And then he came up to us while we were eating. He goes, "Hey, how are you? All right?" And he's probably at 70 roughly, looked like Father Christmas, as the name suggests.
Yeah.
And I went, "Oh, this is my wife. She's not dead." As you can see, she's clearly alive.
He said point of his dummy made of like pillows.
Yeah.
It's like Weekend at Bernie's.
Coffee
yeah.
stirrers.
And he was like, oh, your wife. Oh, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. And I was like, yeah, she's from Chippenham. And he went, Chippenham? Oh my God, what a coincidence. Where's Chippenham? I was like, what the hell is going on? She was like, it's the next town to Corsham. He's like, oh yeah, absolutely. My son was born in Chippenham.
Right.
What do you know where Chippenham
So you
was
know
then?
exactly where it is.
That's when you're like, Grandad, the cruise is it's been going a bit long, hasn't it?
Yeah,
he never
I think
got
he'd
off
been
the
having
boat.
too good a time.
Is
yeah.
it just me, or is it like the cruise is a terrifying like tightrope walk between absolute delight and crushing despair?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's probably a fair assessment.
Yeah. I feel there's an inherent horrible sadness to a lot of the characters you've
A
encountered.
lot of the people, yeah.
I
But
think I'd love to
yeah.
go on a cruise, but I don't like the idea of having to talk to everyone.
It's actually quite good. You sort of get into it. By the end of the week, I was fully involved.
Okay.
Which is why by the end, we couldn't walk around the boat without either a rep or a passenger going, Chris!
Chris!
I'm like, oh, how are you? All right? And all this. So
I feel so sorry for the people working that cruise. Like when
Yeah.
because I figured there'd be like crew there who are they're not just there to like fuel the engine, they're there to like keep you happy.
They do that as well, but yeah.
But I assumed that would be like, bussing the tables, asking if you want a drink.
that one's still got
I
beer.
didn't think they had to be on it.
Yeah, like
smiling, beaming, happy.
There was like 8 maybe who were that side of it.
the sort of reppy sort
Then
of
you had
stuff.
like the bar staff. You had there's a theatre production, the whole thing. Going on.
I'm kind of thinking like red coats, like
They were
Butlings,
red coats. The eight
basically.
I'm referring to. Were like
Hey,
red coats.
guys,
Yeah, it was a bit like that.
Hey Chris, how's it going?
But we had like quizzes every day. I won a quiz about beer.
Really?
Yeah,
That surprises me.
Big time.
Yeah.
Which country is this beer from? Won that one. That was cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
What was the answer?
Well, there was more than one question.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
You
I
got a
see.
photo of a beer, and it was like, which country is this beer from?
Okay, Jesus,
I won. No big deal.
Well done. What did you win?
A t-shirt,
Oh,
which was far too big,
kind of t-shirt you wear in bed for PJs.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think I gave to Liz.
Cool.
So, yeah. Here you go.
What a lucky lady.
Too big for her, and also it's just like. Yeah.
Does it have
What about
beer
too
on
big?
it? Is it?
No, it's just an MSC branded t-shirt. I also won a one of the like a stress ball,
Oh
but
wow.
in the shape of a boat.
That's wicked.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
have that on my desk now,
nice in case you get stressed.
and I won that for getting the right ABBA song.
Right.
Yeah.
Right,
You had to
yeah.
run to the chair and get the right ABBA song.
I see.
Yeah, what?
And that was another one of the couples.
Just run to the chair.
You
John.
sound
Shut
like
up.
explanations, but everything you're saying
You had
is
to
just
run.
making
You
it
had to
worse.
run to the chair at the front of the stage.
Okay.
Sit in the chair and then say what the ABBA song was.
Which chair?
It was just a chair.
So
I
literally,
see.
it's like
they moved a chair.
you're
So it
all
wasn't
you're all
just in
sitting
the
at your
middle.
table.
This is a weird game.
It's like a kind of working man's club disco.
Yeah.
And they're gonna play Dancing Queen, and you have to
Yeah.
race.
Well, I got gimme, gimme, gimme actually.
Okay.
So you have to push other people down.
Is
Well,
other
that-
people running for the chair?
You have to push them
Yeah,
to the
that
floor.
kind of. In the end, well, I sort of set the precedent. Would you believe? Because
Probably.
I got up anticipating that I would know one, and sort of stood at the edge of the sort of.
What are you talking about? Everyone would know an ABBA song. Like, there's only
No,
like.
but that's why. So
Yeah.
I got to the front. I was like, I'm going to know one of these.
Okay.
Is it all? They were all ABBA songs.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I think they kind of knew because then like it became like a free for all. Anyway, I ran to the chair,
Right.
got my boat, and then it became carnage.
Got your
Whoa,
boat?
you got your boat. What do you mean you got your
My
boat?
squeaky
little stress
boat.
boat.
Oh, sorry.
Did
yeah.
everyone get a boat who got one right?
They got different prizes.
I see.
There were bandanas. There were jigsaw puzzles.
boat themed?
All boat themed.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So mysterious.
Okay, yeah. So you.
We'd have a whale of a time.
So
What,
they,
us three?
so they literally.
Well, us and we probably take
What
our
about
wives.
a show called Hate Cruise?
Yeah, we could record a pod.
We
on
could
the
record a
cruise.
pod every night on the cruise. Not every night.
No.
Every other night.
Every.
We could record one pod on the
I'm
cruise.
telling you now, we'd have a great time.
Oh, I agree with that.
I'm also telling you now that I would have to be drunk because everything you're describing sounds
and
horrendous.
I'm
Yeah.
subsequently telling you,
You will
would
be. For secondhand alcohol
Yeah.
consumption.
oh
is-
my god.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so literally they're like, okay, everybody, and guess the ABBA song. You're diddle-diddle-oo, and literally you're just sprinting.
You're sprinting. You're
for that
going.
table.
You're already going.
I mean, you're saying that like it's a joke, but yes,
We're
genuinely.
literally just trying to understand.
I
this
stood at the
situation.
edge of the dance floor, ready to sprint onto it.
Right, and there's one chair on the dance floor.
Yeah,
And,
it's like
when
a-
you sit in it, you're allowed to answer the question.
yeah.
Right.
They put you on the mic and you answer the question.
Diddle-diddle-diddle.
And I used to go.
Gimme. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, gimme, by ABBA. And they're
Yeah.
like, what up?
You
Here's
get
a
the prize.
little boat.
And then-
Anyway, there was this guy, and he was one of the Scouse couple. That was another of the
Oh, yeah,
nicknames
those
we gave a couple.
fan
It turned out his
favourites,
name
yeah.
was Glenn. I'd been speaking to them a bit as well,
Nice.
and that was very funny because they sort of like they picked on him as a form of abuse, I guess, as a passenger, and it
Cool.
was just like
So a bit of bullying as well. That's nice.
like
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
sat
yeah.
on the chair, it was they'd ask you what your name is and where you came from. And
What's
like,
your name,
they-
where you
they
from?
knew who he was because he'd been on the chair a few times. They went, Glenn, what's your name and where are you from?
Oh, that's funny.
Which was funny.
Yeah.
Which was funny at the
That's
time.
a joke, John.
Yeah, no,
That's
yeah.
a joke because they knew his name.
Yeah, if you just keep saying that it was
Yeah.
funny, I'm guaranteeing
You
I'll
would have
laugh
laughed.
eventually,
You would
yeah.
have laughed if you were there.
In the moment, yeah.
In the moment, you would have.
Yeah, no, I agree.
John's being very dismissive.
Well, I'll be honest
cruising.
with you.
It's because he knows how drunk he'd have to be.
In any situation on that boat over the course of a week, you've always got the backup option of just throwing yourself into the sea. At which point, if it's like laughing at that fucking joke, or just throwing
You would have
myself
laughed.
into Poseidon's cruel grasp.
Because
would have
right
laughed.
now, I can't throw myself into the sea. Like,
Yeah.
if this podcast becomes unbearable for me,
Yeah.
I can't throw myself into the sea.
No.
But if
and it's
we're on-
cushioned walls as well.
Yeah, if we're on a cruise ship, it's always there.
Yeah.
It's always there.
And
waiting.
you If you'd been on that boat for a week like I was, you'd have found that hilarious as well.
I can imagine, and I think because everybody knows this.
Yeah.
I know that you know the sea is always an option, so I'm like, the humour's going to hit very differently.
I think we should all go on a cruise and then we'll come back.
We'll
do a podcast on the cruise ship.
I honestly think this is quite a good idea because also we would go to different countries ostensibly, right? Because you do that, and we could do pods about those.
Yeah,
it could be called the show called Hate World Tour.
There you go.
It doesn't matter whether it's a world tour or not.
See 3 countries.
We'll see 3 countries and call it a world tour.
There you go.
Maybe less.
It's nice actually waking up every day and you've got a different view out your balcony.
Yeah,
that's weird.
We need to get a balcony.
Is it blue or is it a different shade of blue?
Can we share?
No, but you like when you're in a port, it's like this is weird.
Well,
I'm like sat on this balcony yesterday, not a room, maybe a deck.
Share a deck.
We can share a deck.
Really?
Wow.
Well, the decks are big.
Oh, I see. So we can share the boat.
Yeah. Our boat was 16 decks.
Fuck.
Big boat.
Up.
You mean up?
I don't know how boats work.
No, a deck is a floor.
Yeah, okay.
Up?
I don't know. Or a couple sideways? Is it like 8 high and 2 wide? I don't know.
See. Interesting. No.
Starboard. Which way starboard? Which way starboard?
Right.
Yeah.
When viewing from the back forwards. So when looking forwards, starboard's right?
Port is left. That's all I know.
Yeah.
The easiest way to remember. Yeah, there you go. That's the easiest way to remember it.
And if a boat rocks, like if a boat can rock in like 3 dimensions,
Yeah, I don't think a cruise ship.
There's like pitch and then there's yaw.
Yeah. A cruise is too big to do that.
And then there's sink.
I was interested in the buoyancy. I had visions of having dinner with the captain and asking him about how buoyancy works. But
well, the thing is, like, my granddad has been on a cruise for about 30 years.
He's still on one.
Yeah. Honestly, at no given point, I have no idea where he is at any given point of the year because he's probably on a cruise. And like, because he's such a cruise connoisseur, in those rare moments where he's on land and I talk to him, I go, he talks about like his cruise key strategies, and he seems to always have dinner with the captain.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, apparently.
How does he manage it?
I don't know.
You need to get the secret.
I feel like if I keep cruising, and I intend to go on another cruise,
at least one more.
Probably.
Do you ever see like the next 40 years of your life like just kind of rolling out in front of you like a carpet?
We're all going on a cruise. A big punch cruise would be excellent.
I'm all for it.
It'd be delightful.
I
genuinely think we'd have a lovely time.
And with all this money we've made from the podcast.
Yeah. We can pay for that at least 0.1 times over.
Maybe that's.
I'm sure that new accountant that we just paid for is gonna.
Yeah, that's eating up all the money actually. Yeah.
Anyway, so I like giving people. We used to do it for The Apprentice. When we used to watch The Apprentice, we used to give them fun nicknames before we knew their names.
Oh yeah, that was all I remember. Yeah.
So I enjoy doing it.
It's a good game.
I do it all the time. Not just on the cruise. I enjoy doing it. So I'd recommend if you go on holiday or a cruise, why not give someone an offensive nickname?
Yeah.
Don't tell them. Certainly an offensive backstory.
Want to find a stranger to mock?
Yeah,
that's what you're saying.
Behind their back,
but in a fun way, not in a
nice way.
Yeah, in a nice way that you subsequently get to know them and then you think, oh, that's fun. I know their name.
Actually, it lines up. They are
actually they're awful. Yeah.
Well, it's a tough act to follow, but
I'm not even going to come close to following this act. I mean, both of your stories have been excellent, like anecdotes about ships and boats.
Yeah.
And I want to tell you that my love today is running with the wind.
Oh my god.
So it happened today. I had a whole other love set up, and then you had
a whole other love set up, and then the wind
and then this moment happened. This poetic moment where we went for lunch, if you remember.
Yes, we did. Yeah.
And I.
You remember a few hours ago?
It was but a few hours ago. And it was very cold. It was actually snowing.
Yeah,
it was.
And I hadn't prepared for this, and I was only wearing a jumper. And you and Lucy, because we'd been at your house, you'd managed to wrap up warmer than me. I didn't have my shit with me. I was just in a jumper.
Sure.
We had some lunch, and then we went our separate ways. You went back to your house. I went back to mine. And it was very cold, bitterly cold. And the wind was blowing behind me. So from my back, right, past my ears. My ears were getting very, very cold.
Wow.
And I had this thought, and I thought, the wind is this is cold. This is uncomfortable because of the wind. Other than that, I'd be all right.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel that fast. So what if I ran? Because it's currently blowing in the same direction that I'm going to go home.
Yeah.
What if I ran at approximately the same speed as the wind?
Right.
then surely it would cancel out and there would be no wind against me, right? And it worked. I ran at what I thought was fast enough to be kind of how fast the wind was, and suddenly I couldn't feel any wind on my ears anymore. There was a bit of new wind now coming from the front of me because I was now running.
So you outran the wind.
But I ran with it.
Can you describe this indescribable moment?
No. But what I'll try. And it suddenly felt as though the world stood still around me.
Wow.
It was like
if there was no wind.
Like as if there was none. But But you know how
it's like a summer's day.
You know how the connection you have with the earth, and when you get on a cruise ship, for example, the severance of that connection is the moment Poseidon has your soul.
Yes, I think that's what I said to the upsellers. Yes.
Yeah.
This was the opposite of that. I was truly in tune with Mother Gaia.
Yeah. You were soaring like an earthbound angel, is what you're saying.
yeah. And I'm aware how Theresa May this sounds right now. Okay?
Yeah, right.
but no, it was empowering. It was I was elegant. I think if people saw me at that, because I had my arms outstretched, like kind of like Kate Winslet in Titanic, arms out, running down my road. There was as I ran, I noticed, sort of with a little spark of glee in my eye, that the portaloo that had been sat on the corner of my road for weeks now had tumbled over in the wind. And
what a magical moment!
And spilled blue, weird fluid all over the road, which was crystallizing into strange flakes. And
that's definitely the flushing mechanism.
Slight whiff of shit. As I ran past, I looked into because the toilet door had popped open.
You can paint with all the colours of the wind.
Paint with all the chemicals of a portaloo. Past that on my gliding with the wind odyssey.
Yeah. Until
I reached home and realised that I could be one with planet Earth, and I was.
Yeah.
It was magical. It was.
You imagine, right? What Nick rejected to bring us that one.
You'll never know.
We'll never know what that love was. Yeah.
Never telling you that.
Imagine Nick thinking, this one's much better than my original.
Way better.
I want to laugh about it, but I feel you achieved something so pure and beautiful. I don't want to. I don't want to take away from
it. I'm not joking about it. No, this is no joking matter.
Yeah.
It's a powerful, beautiful moment.
I don't feel so bad about talking about the cruise for about a month now.
No, that's clearly the most exciting thing that any of us can bring to the table. He just ran home. That's
nothing's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing's happening. You went on a boat and I went floating city.
I went to 5 countries.
Yeah. What did I do?
Yeah.
I ran home.
Yeah.
Let me have it.
I guess I've got a love.
Follow this.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, might as well.
I love clearing out your closet.
Jesus Christ.
I love having a good clean out. but also asterisk footnote. I love taking stuff to a charity shop because I feel like Ocean's 11 when I walk out that door.
I'm
more interested in the second part.
Yeah, my point.
So that's like the opposite of Ocean's 11. Well, like they come out with a heist, they've stolen something. Yeah.
But also, my point is, we've been having a massive clear out this week. We've been getting rid of stuff. We've been taking some stuff to the tip. We've done some recycling. And then also, we had a lot of stuff to take to charity.
Charity.
And I always feel, I know they're hungry for it.
They love it.
They want it. They want that tap.
They can't say no, but they want to sometimes.
But I feel like I'm benefiting so much
more than
by them taking this shit off my hands. I am expecting them to turn around at any moment and renege on their deal.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
I live in fear of
yes,
because I've taken stuff to charity
yeah.
shops before, and I live in fear of, because you get it into your head, you got everything packed in the bag, you're like, I'm getting rid of this shit. Finally, this shit is leaving my life.
Yeah. I'm free.
And then you worry, I do anyway, that you'll go in and they'll just go, we can't take that.
Yes.
Or we won't take that.
Yes.
Or we can't sell that.
They must bin a lot though.
Yes.
You'd have thought.
But my point is that
they take it all.
But I'm like, I don't care. You can bin it, you can burn it, you can sell it. I do not care.
Yeah.
I just don't want it anymore.
I don't want it.
So literally, like the anxiety.
Yeah.
The they're not
going to take this. They're not going to take this.
I know. And I'm there, and we've got a boot full of shit. And I'm like, hey, so got some stuff in the car.
Got some shit.
Yeah.
I got some books.
Yeah, you almost try and upsell it.
Oh, they
Yeah.
love
a little
books.
bit.
They love books.
And someone, I've got some stuff here.
So why are you
would
swearing?
you like? I'm so sorry.
Oh, I think you might like it.
It's not amazing, but it's pretty good.
It's pretty
Oh
clean.
shit! I should have said that. Oh no!
It's got-
I'm fucking it up! Oh no!
It's not got any bogies on it, I promise.
It's got a sweater, but I washed it first.
Yeah.
I'll just go get it from the car.
Oh
shall
no!
I?
You don't want this. I'll take this back.
And
Actually,
then I bring in like 2 bags, and I'm like, I've still got some, but I about the same again. I'll just give just a sec.
and the thing is that I always find that charity shop workers, they you can't read them.
No.
They're like a closed book.
No, the
They
closed
just
book,
look.
yeah.
They just look at you and just nod and just like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring
They're
some
probably not allowed to like express any enthusiasm
No,
or disdain.
no.
I wouldn't have thought.
They can't go positive or negative. They
Yeah.
have to remain neutral.
But I've brought in at this point I've brought in like 4 bin bags, and I've got like 1 left, and I've got like an old steam cleaner, and I'm
Whoa.
like, I've just got
one more.
One more. You do take electricals, don't you? Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I've just got
You
one
just
more.
nod solemnly.
Just got one more item, and then I come back and like literally they're like serving somebody, and someone's like sorting,
don't
like,
care.
sorting it, and they do not care. And I like put that, and I'm like,
should I put it here?
And I put that steam cleaner down. And I, oh yeah, and then,
Sudden sunglasses.
and I just like mosey out that door, yeah, nicely done.
Nailed it.
It's like Bully Maguire walking out the shop.
And Lucy thinks I'm mad, but I was saying to her, it's like I honestly feel when I walk out that
got
door,
away with something.
like I have landed the greatest bank robbery
Yeah.
in the history of the world. Like I feel like king of the world, literally because I offloaded some hardback books I didn't want. Yeah.
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 No,
I think the
we've
thing
done that,
is,
yeah, we have.
I think the thought is because you don't want it, no one will. Because we cannot extend our minds beyond what we know for ourselves. So it's like, I think this is trash. I don't want this.
No.
So it is objectively trash. No one will want it.
Yeah.
I am offloading trash onto these poor people.
These poor unsuspecting charities.
But I've
yeah.
taken stuff to car boots to get like a similar example, and I've gone, no one's going to buy this. And
Yeah.
then, fuck me.
Yeah.
Have they?
I know, it's wild.
People want a bargain.
They're just
though.
like, yeah, but what's a bargain? This is something I didn't think was worth
Anything.
shit. Anything.
Yeah.
And people are paying $5 for it.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
You
Can't
just
get
think,
enough.
what the hell? So there you go.
There you go.
Well, there we go. I mean, I think we've covered everything this week. We've
I'd say so.
we've had the ocean,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
dark. It's
Who
dark.
Who did that one?
It's dark promise. We've had the land. We've had the wind. But what do we think won? Is it love or is it hate?
Well, I had an experience with my
Ah.
love. I mean, I know you went on a boat and shit and saw some
Yeah.
other lands and cultures and fuck
Yeah.
off. But I had a real experience, you know.
It may be the third of a mile home.
Maybe less.
Maybe less, yeah.
Was carried by the wind.
Yeah.
Well,
He cared about it so much that he
yeah, that's fine.
discarded something better.
Yeah, I'm still gonna go with hate though.
Can I surprise you?
Oh please.
I did love the cruise.
Okay.
That wasn't your love though.
Well, they both
Part of
kind
it
of my
was.
loves.
Well, I mean, both your love and your hate were the cruise, really. So
Brilliant. I'm gonna go with love
Okay.
because
Wow.
I did really enjoy the cruise, and I think if we all went on a cruise together, you'd come back and say, you know what?
He was
You were
right.
right
delightful.
about that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look, that's 2 loves. So my opinion is
Oh,
Well,
it
well.
mine
was
was
hate.
hate. I switched to hate.
Oh wait, was it though?
I
said
said
hate.
I had an experience, but then I said I'm going with hate.
Oh,
You said
sure.
I'm going with hate,
Yeah.
and we all laughed.
It was a really funny joke that
What
I
was
did.
your hate again? I can't remember.
Mansions.
Mansions.
Yeah, specifically LA mansions.
This is
Ooh.
preempting the question when I get home. Every time I go home,
Oh god, I can't stress
Liz
that.
I
says to
can't,
me,
yeah.
"What's
Ali
everyone
says.
else's love and hate?" I'm like, don't know.
It was minutes ago.
Yeah.
Minutes. It takes
I-
me minutes to walk home, and I cannot remember.
I cannot place enough emphasis on how little I care about what the 2 of you have to say.
I know.
You know, when we do
What
the
was your
show.
hate?
I can't remember.
So there you go.
Phone contract.
Oh yeah,
phone
those
contract.
fuckers. Yeah, hate.
Yeah,
hate. wins,
yeah. All right, there we go then.
Yeah.
The one time you go for love,
Isn't it incredible that
that we didn't go with it.
You
we
ca-
don't even remember what we said whilst we're recording it?
Yeah. You came back cultured. You came back speaking languages.
Yeah, I said some intelligent
Yeah.
things
You
earlier.
said
Yeah.
you spoke another language.
I've had a couple
Yeah.
more beers now.
You said
so-
something profound.
This is a new you.
You chose love instead of hate, and we fucking flew in your face and said hate.
That's all right.
If you don't like it, there's always the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah, Poseidon loves you now.